Hard drug talk.
Does your mom know you're watching this show? Choking on my own drink. Welcome everyone to the Friday Night BS show. I need to remind everyone that this show is rated R and is intended for mature audiences only. Also need to add that we are not licensed physicians, therapists, or doctors. Our knowledge in these topics are from our life experiences only. I think Mike's a doctor. No, I'm kidding. also any
Definitely
stats
not.
shown, yeah, not at all. Also, any stats shown or talked about on this show come from websites and Google. So if it upset you, you know where to go. Blame Google. Go over there. I still think we should
Blame
be able
Wikipedia.
to edit. Yeah, I think we should be able to edit Google searches like
No.
Wikipedia, so you can change it up. Fuck with everybody.
No, that's
No.
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 Then Google would just be as bad as Wikipedia.
Yeah.
You can't just change the definition of
it'd
stuff.
be
It
just
doesn't work
amazing.
like that.
Think about how much fun that would be, just being able to
That
edit
would be
every fucking
horrible.
sentence.
Oh, people do that all the time to Wikipedia. People
Yeah.
fuck with like people's Wikipedia all the time.
Yeah. All right, guys. We start the show the same. Oh, you know what? I need to put this up there just in case. But this is how we start the show. It's a shameless plug. I get to plug my own website. So everybody, if you want to find a show, you can find a show at where at, guys? The FridayNightBSShow.com. You can head on over there, and you need to find links to the pages, to all our sites. It'll take you to the fan group page, Spotify, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, whatever you want to go, whatever you want to find out where we're at, just go ahead on over there. You can also subscribe, and I am still working on the newsletter. I'm working on a newsletter. It'll get out there, and it'll at least give you guys a heads up on what the topics are. And you can go on over there and click on whatever media platform you want to use, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, or Spotify. And that's it for the shameless plug. That was my shameless plug. All right, guys. You guys ready for today's show? We got a lot of fun topics. I thought we'd go back to some dating topics that you talk about on your first date, and then also
Yeah, for people that don't go on first dates, that's
yeah.
this is gonna be great.
Yeah. And how much should you spend on a first date? I when I looked this up, it was
with
great.
inflation, you know.
Yeah, well, this is the great part of this thing is they actually broke it down. This company that did the survey actually broke it down and showed the difference between Gen X, Gen Z, and the millennials, and it's a big difference. And how it's paid is also a big difference, which is pretty cool. It kind of breaks down the whole thing. So we're going to go into that. Deana's got a great topic, and I'm gonna write these down. Because I'm very bad at sexting. I just don't know what to say, or what not to say, but what to type on there. So we're gonna get some examples, and hopefully,
the same thing you would if you were in person.
I think I get too dirty. That's the problem. And then there's like this.
Everybody does when they're sexting. Yeah. It's way different than in person.
Yeah.
I'm way dirtier over text than I am in person.
Horrible.
But it's that.
I go back and look at some of the shit I've said, and I'm like, God damn.
It's that moment. It's that moment where you're waiting for the response, though.
I should have went and rubbed one out before I kept texting.
Yeah, it's that dreading, waiting for that response back. Did I go too far? Did I not go too far?
Oh, yeah.
And when you've gone too far because there's just this lengthy, in between each text. It's like I could see her face. What the fuck did he just write?
Well, and the worst part is usually it's at night too. So then like someone falls asleep like right when you sent something extra naughty.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, fuck.
Oh, that's even worse. If she falls asleep and you don't know it, and then you're fucking just dreading the fact maybe you went too far. It's like, oh, man, I shouldn't have wrote that. Yeah, no.
I'm curious about what you're texting women.
Who, me?
What? Yes. What What do you
What do you
consider?
mean? Like you?
Well, we'll get into that.
No. What do you consider too far, Johnny?
I don't know, like asking for certain things, sometimes you take it a little too far and you're like, okay, this is fun. I love reading words, but
I
maybe
don't.
it's time for sending that picture,
I feel like John. I feel like John is maybe like. I don't feel like John's the one to be like saying something wild out of pocket like randomly. I think he
Yeah.
means like you're in the middle of it and maybe you just take it just a little too far. Not just like you're having a normal conversation about your workday and then he's just like, "Hey, do you like it in the ass?" Like I don't
I was
think
gonna
that's
say,
what's going
my
on.
finger
Go
up
from
your
work
butt.
to ass, work to
Yeah,
ass.
no, I think he's talking like you're in the middle of it, you're going back and forth sexting, and then maybe you
Johnny's
just
like, show me the titties.
Show me them titties. Show me them titties. Yeah. So this part of the show, we kind of see how everybody's week is going. Deana, how is your week going?
Oh, just peachy.
Peachy. And Deana's all set up now. Look, she got her mic
snowing
up there.
in Wisconsin. It's
She's
sucks.
going. We're going all out professional now.
Mhm.
I like it. And you never did not sound okay. It was always really good. It was
It sounded like it was
actually.
in a can, and I hated it.
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad you got the mic. And Mr. Michael Hawk, welcome back to the show. Mike is back to start shit. No, just like that. You know what? How's your week going, Mike?
good. Just a normal week.
Do you want to talk about your life purchase that you just did? That's pretty. Your dream thing. You want to talk? About,
yeah. I finally I was able to purchase my dream car.
Yeah.
Oh, what is
babe?
it?
A 68 Mustang Fastback.
Ooh,
Nice.
Yeah,
okay.
beautiful car.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah.
What color?
It's black.
Black like his soul.
Yep. Black like my heart.
So ladies, Mike is waiting for anyone to be their first one to try out his back seat in the 68.
No, I'm not.
No, he's not.
Mustangs have never been good for that. I've got
no.
There's
Oh,
plenty
you
of room.
just
There it is.
Oh, she's
Gonna do it right.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Sitting
can't-
It is
there.
pretty.
Wow, you better keep that bitch under lock and key.
Oh, it is. They have to get past my 8,000-pound truck is sitting behind it outside. So.
Oh man.
Congratulations.
That's a beautiful
Thank you.
car. Congratulations, Mike. That's what you work
Thank you,
for,
thank you.
man. That's when you work your goals. You gotta
Well,
set your goals.
I don't.
I want to do a show. I want to do
Who
a
needs a
topic.
woman when I can buy a car?
Yeah, you don't need
Just
a woman.
don't
See,
fuck
that
it.
car is never going to talk back to you. It's not going to get you a beer or make you a sandwich, but it's still
Because that's all that women are good for, right?
Most of my exes didn't do that anyway.
So. What?
What?
And a beauty of a girl.
Who is this? I don't know who this is.
I don't know. The beauty
I'm
of
not
a
on this.
girl.
I'm not on this show.
Okay, Mike, you're beautiful.
Beautiful, Mike. Maybe he's talking about the car.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
gonna guess.
yeah, possibly. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna guess about the car. That's what I was going with. I wasn't
You're
thinking he was
cool,
calling me
fool.
beautiful.
You're cool. fool.
See?
Yeah. Hey, we deserve to be called beautiful every now and then. I mean, a guy can be called beautiful. It doesn't
Yes.
hurt. It's fine.
Some
It's
men
fine.
are beautiful.
Jennifer, yeah, me and Mike. No, I'm kidding. Us Sicilians. All right, Jennifer, how's your week going?
I work.
You worked.
I work.
I'm sure you did. At some point in time, you worked.
I've been being more active and doing strength training now.
Yeah.
I take walks during the day. I've been, playing with the big ass puppy, the King Corso, who's now he's between 80 and 90 pounds now.
Yeah.
He's so
Nice.
beautiful. He's such a good
Nice.
boy. And then the pit bull, Lucky, every single day they're my office mates. They come in the room. I have their blankets for them, and they chill while I work, and they watch out the window.
Nice. I like it.
I listen to music. I read, and I'm just doing this new thing. I'm almost at 10 pounds lost.
Nice.
Good for you.
Good job.
Awesome.
Like I said last week, I think I took that 10 pounds from you. I'm feeling it. It's not even fucking Thanksgiving yet. And I already can tell that I'm up like 10 pounds, at least 10 pounds.
Well, it's all it really is. And that's what I appreciate about this program, the Noom program that I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's just being mindful. It teaches psychology of it. It teaches you why people eat more than they should eat. I mean, everything. And it teaches you to be mindful
Yeah.
about your choices.
Yeah.
And a
So
lot
you
of the
shouldn't
time,
wake up at 2:30 in the morning and want pancakes like me every day for the last 2
No.
weeks.
no, that's something. And now you're conditioning your body to do that.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
going to continue to do that. And it's not
Uh,
good. That spikes up your sugar levels.
yeah,
And that
Really
that
gonna
can
go with
result into diabetes.
yeah,
So you really need to be mindful, and it's teaching me that mindful. I'm eating
yeah,
like you can have like I'm having Panda Express. I'm having fucking teriyaki
yeah,
chicken and beef broccoli as well as there's like and it's so much food and I get the super greens. It's a lot of food.
yeah,
And the thing is it's calorie dense
yeah,
and you get more so you're fuller and it helps you actually lose weight. The reason I wasn't losing weight is because I wasn't eating enough.
yeah. That's true. All right, let's get into our weird news. And fuck, this is a weird one, guys. I mean, fuck. I know there's strange people out there, but this is like going way too strange, man. I mean,
The fuck?
and there's pictures. There are pictures, baby. There are
I
pictures.
couldn't even get a good looking ragdoll. Fuck.
See,
Okay.
Like-
this was made by her mother.
Print out a picture of like a movie star and paste it on that fool's face at least. But
Yeah.
Okay.
Baby,
Read
no.
what it is for the
oh,
listeners.
the baby! I didn't even see the baby.
Yeah, there's a baby. There's a
Oh,
baby. There's
hell
a
no.
baby, Mike. There's a baby.
They're on a picnic with a hey man and a hey baby. He has a hey mustache.
Okay. Why don't you explain what we're looking at for the people who are listening?
Yeah, on December 18th, 2021, the smitten couple tied the knot in a wedding ceremony intended by, dude, this is the crazy part. 250 people attended this wedding.
No, this is
Oh
fake.
my god.
You
There's a
nobody
movie
knows.
about-
Nobody knows 250 people that are rolling. No.
Oh,
There's literally a movie
and
on
it wasn't long before they welcomed their doll baby into the world. Yeah, she aided by a nurse and doctor. She had a nurse and doctor.
How much did that cost?
Where'd you find this fucking story?
This
Okay.
is a true story, dude.
This is
No,
a
where'd
story
you find this?
of a woman who married a life-size doll.
Yeah, she married this thing. This doll was made from her mother. Her mother made this doll for her because she couldn't find anybody to dance with.
Imagine a man-sized Chucky doll. That's what we're looking at. That's what she married. A man-sized
But
stuffed Chucky doll.
But it's not like a doll. This is a handmade doll with
That is a
yarn for
handmade
hair.
Where's
Oh,
Ryan Reynolds when you need him?
Where is Ryan Reynolds? No, there's a movie called Lars and the Real Girl with Ryan Gosling, and he marries a mannequin, and like the whole town just goes with it. This really feels like
He could play. Ryan Gosling can play that role.
Oh yeah.
He's got that role on lock.
but there's more to the story, dude. She has caught him cheating, so the marriage is on the
With another fucking doll? What?
Please go seek
No.
mental health
Yes.
therapy.
Where's a therapist when you
immediately.
need it?
They're gonna go to couples therapy.
Couples
Yeah,
therapy.
it said the argument was ugly and scared our son, who was crying. So I shouted at him, "Do you see what you've done?" I asked him who the woman was, and he did not respond.
Oh, you think?
Is this in Florida? I have to ask.
Right? He stayed quiet.
You're not
Nothing
gonna.
surprises me
So
anymore.
disrespectful.
Nothing in this world surprises me anymore.
Oh my god.
Oh shit! There are
no.
real people. There are people
Wait,
there.
what did the wedding
Dude,
cake
she
look
had
No,
250
no.
people at this wedding.
I don't
dude.
care who you are. I'm not supporting that. I'm just not. I'm not
Oh,
supporting
come
your
on. You want
delusion.
a free meal?
This
Come
is
on,
a
Mike.
great
You're not gonna
picture.
go.
It's
You're
a
not
great-
gonna
how
go
is he
get them
standing
something.
up?
Fucking who knows?
He probably got a broomstick up his ass.
That's what I was gonna say. A broomstick up his ass.
Oh my god. This is
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
He's got
no,
a tripod stuck up his ass.
Yeah. Let me get rid of this sex selling chat site.
Jesus Christ.
It's crazy what Maka could do.
What are
She
you
looks a
doing
lot
over
better there than she did in that other picture.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she's not a bad looking person. I mean, there's got to
just
be,
a little
there's that
different.
old saying, there's always somebody out there for somebody. I mean,
Yeah, but I think she
did
could have
she
found
go?
somebody.
Yeah. I mean, I can't feel like she hasn't been, she couldn't find somebody. Couldn't impossible that she has dated everyone in England. I think this is in England. And that now she's just going to marry this stuffed doll, whatever you want to call
No,
it.
she did.
Yeah, she married it.
Mhm.
How the
The
hell?
woman cheated on her because she's.
All right, I'm going to sound
ill.
weird. I want to sound weird, but I want to know what she used for his penis. That's all I'm saying.
Probably a
That's the
dildo.
obvious answer.
Oh, did she just strap one on there or what? What do you guys think? She just strapped
Probably.
one-
Pop one in like a button, just leave a little hole.
And I bet you he didn't complain if she wanted to pay him.
Not even a bit. He's the quietest in bed.
He's
Yes.
quiet as hell.
Don't
But
even gotta worry about waking the baby.
yeah, I mean, he got her. He put a baby in her.
I want to see the hospital pictures. I want to see that doll coming out of her vagina.
Oh
You know,
God,
repeat
no! I don't know if I want to see that.
I want to see how far they went.
I mean,
the doctors and nurses' faces for that.
there's, like even Mike said, I mean, not everybody, God, I don't even know how to go, where to go with this one, because it's just like somebody in the family's got to slap her. You know what I mean? There's always that one family member that's just like had enough, and it's like, maybe she doesn't have that one, but I mean, somebody had to fucking just like, smack to go get yourself a real dude, man. What the fuck is this? And there was at least, out of those 250, at least 200 of them were going, what the fuck are we doing here?
Maybe they're part of a club.
I swear to God, it's I get a free meal out of this.
I guess maybe that's what it
See
is.
the little kids' faces in the backgrounds of that picture?
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
I don't know where I'm here. Just give me.
They're like, yeah, they're just like, what
Just
the
finish.
hell?
Give me the cake.
that little girl's like,
You're like-
what won't white people do?
I mean, it's
Right?
yeah,
So these white people are crazy.
Yeah, you know that each and every one of those parents had a long talk with their kids at that wedding. They were just like, "Look,
See, there's no way.
Auntie
no
so
way.
and so. She's just special.
You may get, if you for some reason got me to go to that wedding, there is no way in hell I would ever take one of my kids to that wedding. I am not
no way.
explaining
No
that
way.
to my child.
yeah, it'd just
Never.
Everybody's different and good for her, whatever. But still, there's a time and place for dolls, and you shouldn't be marrying them.
Yeah, no, I'm just, that's that's a whole different topic, but that's like kind of where it's going here nowadays. I mean,
people do what they do.
Yeah,
You do you, boo, but I don't want to see it.
Can you just like imagine them? I mean, you just kind of like the park. There's a park picture. I mean, can you imagine that? Like you're at the park with your kids, and
check
you're
to
like,
see if they have a YouTube channel. I want to see this shit.
Yeah, she has a Twitter account. Actually, I think they're on Twitter. But can you imagine being at the park?
Videos.
And you're with your daughter, and you're like, your daughter looks up at you and tells you, "You told me I was too old to play with dolls. Look at her."
Well, you got grown men getting engaged to their sex dolls.
Yeah, but at least that sex doll looks real.
It just keeps going.
Yeah.
Oh no! Eventually, I'm telling you, I've already had this talk with people. Like, eventually, it's going to get to where people aren't even.
Yeah.
Like the whole VR thing, people are going to eventually get to the point where their whole lives are lived in the VR. They're going to end up making bodysuits where you can like put a suit on and you can feel like you're you can feel like you're actually like having sex with somebody. Like if you're having sex in the VR, I guarantee you they're going to get to the point where you can put on like a bodysuit and it'll make you feel like you're having sex.
Oh yeah.
And people are going to live their whole life like that.
Yep, virtual. Yeah, it'll be the mega world.
It's what's going to happen. And eventually, people are going to be fucking robots.
And
They
then the
already
star,
are.
yeah, the
Well,
stars will sell
I
their
mean, maybe.
images.
I don't know. I try
Yeah,
to
the,
avoid those stories.
yeah, the stars will sell their images so that you can. You want to fuck Brad Pitt tonight, hon? All right, baby, here you go. Punch it in. There you go.
I'm telling you, it's gonna get to that point.
Oh,
It's gonna be the
well,
downfall of society.
well, we wish her luck. Too bad we weren't invited to the wedding. I would have got her a nice gift. You know, I don't know what. All right, just out of curiosity, what do you buy them? What do you buy them, Deana?
A
Sewing kit.
toaster.
Sewing
A
kit.
sewing kit. That's fucking
Sewing
good.
kit.
That's gold. The sewing kit with a bunch of patches.
A bunch of patches.
Oh my god.
Buy a strap on.
Little bobby pins with like penis shapes on
Yeah,
it.
she can strap a strap onto that guy.
Yeah, that's what she's probably doing. I mean, I don't know. Fuck.
I wonder if
that's
there
why-
was like Velcro pieces where you could just replace.
Yeah.
Attach
I
a
feel
penis.
like having that extra big dick tonight.
Yeah, shit. And I mean, she's buying clothes for this fucking thing because every picture is in a different shirt and tie. He's got this one's a shirt and tie. I
I
mean,
wonder if she got money.
I bet you
I
she's
mean,
shopping
even
in
if she had money, I mean that to me is like even makes it even worse. I mean, look at this. Are you freaking kidding me?
I can't.
For the
What's
sake
he
of the
doing?
kids.
And does
She nearly checked him out, but let him stay for the sake of the kids, plural.
Yeah, she
Girl, where are the other babies?
Oh
I
no!
know.
Oh man,
he knocked
her up a couple times, huh?
after her?
Shit, he knocked her up a couple times. Yeah, she's on. Let me see where where is it? Oh, they're on TikTok. So, all right, let me
I
click
have
on
to
it.
find this. Oh,
No, it just took me to another thing. Yeah, it says it's on TikTok. So
We gotta see.
I'm gonna have follow-up notes for next week.
there's the picture of the baby. Look
Follow
right there.
up on the story.
There's the
That's
picture
the
of the
unibrow
baby.
for days.
Fucking, she gave the baby a unibrow. What the fuck?
The hell?
It runs in the family. Genetic.
Wait, is that a real like hospital or?
Yeah, dude.
It
that's
sure is.
I don't know. No, dude. Is that carpet on the ground? I don't think
Oh,
that doesn't look
maybe.
like a
You
real
might be right.
hospital. That looks like something
Yeah,
she
No,
set
that's
up at.
it.
Looks
That's
like something.
That's linoleum.
Yeah,
That looks like something
Oh,
set
yeah,
up at someone's house or something like that.
yeah. It's just it doesn't. It's just crazy. The whole fucking thing is crazy,
What's her
and
name on
yeah.
TikTok? I have
But
sadly-
it's just sad that we can't even say that nowadays. Like most people would be like, "Oh, you're being hateful to say that." Like, no, this woman
No,
has a mental problem.
This
Yeah.
is this
Oh,
is
yeah.
a little bit.
Look, she
Serious.
has now opened up about their stringy romance in a candid TikTok video, which has clocked in 1.6 million views and more than 120,000.
This is the kind of bullshit that we're entertained by.
TikTok account. I want to find it.
Dina's like, where is it?
She's gonna find the TikTok account.
Yeah.
You'll have to let us know next week what you found.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
I'm waiting for her to come back and say she got some venereal disease from her fucking rag doll.
Oh shit!
She got cotton twat.
Cotton twat.
He gave me herpes from the stripper he was cheating on me with.
Oh man!
I'd like to watch.
What was that comment?
We're right here.
People we should block, but we like to watch. Car crashes.
Yeah.
Train wreck.
It's true. That's like I said.
Kardashians,
We like to watch the weird shit.
They
Like,
do. We do. We like to watch the things that fucking make us cringe. And we
How do
enjoy
you
it.
think Raggedy Ann came along?
Hey Mallory. Oh my god. All right, let's get into. That's enough of the rag doll. I'm done with that. That's gonna fucking give me nightmares fucking tonight.
Johnny's gonna wake up and scream.
Yeah,
We
I'm
should
gonna be
send
like,
him one.
what the fuck?
So I'm getting John for Christmas.
Yeah,
Raggedy
rag
Ann version of that doll.
doll. And I can hear who sang Ragdoll. Ragdoll. Who sang that song?
Oh,
Is
it was
that
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith? Yeah, I'll be hearing that song in the background
give
as the
her
rag
pink
doll
tails.
rolls over and goes, "I'm gonna fuck this shit out of you tonight."
You have some strange fantasies, sir.
It's a nightmare. Nightmares are supposed to be scary. They're not supposed to be like, "Oh yeah, that was really good." You know. Oh man, Laura, let's get into how much should you spend on a first date? The balance surveyed 1,000 Americans ages 18 to 40 who are currently dating, seeking partners. The results yield interesting insights in how young Americans approach dating during the pandemic. While most daters say that they spend less than $100 on the first date, 26% of them surveyed said that they spend more than that. Among millennials ages 25 to 40, 28% are willing to spend at least $100 on a first date, and a third of them spend $250 or more per month on dating. Well, that's not bad. Residents of southern and midwestern states expect to pay less on a date than their western and northeastern counterparts. A third of daters in the West and the Northeast plan to spend at least $100 on a first date, compared with any of the 50 of the daters, whatever it says right there. And Southwest and Midwest Southerners and Midwest states, however, usually have the lowest cost of living. So it was talking about, it was pretty interesting, and it was talking about how millennials are pushing for more of the Dutch, that they prefer it. They like that it comes up, and they think it should be done more. I mean, we talked about that. I mean, on the show before, and like if I ask, and I think Mike's the same way as I am. I think all the guys are that way, that are even as young as Mike's age. It's still, I asked you out, I'm paying for dinner, and that's
Absolutely.
that's the way.
Absolutely.
I mean, am I right? I mean, if she, what do you do when she says she likes to pay for half of it, Mike? What do you say?
You just let her
When
do
I
it.
was younger, I kind of put up more of a fight. I mean, nowadays, like I usually still, I mean, I still try to pay. Like I won't, you know what I mean? Like I'll still push back a little bit, like, no, it's fine, I got it. But if she's like extra persistent on it, then I mean,
Yeah, I
if
always
she,
do the tip thing.
I'll be like, you can leave the tip,
Yeah,
or
I
if we're
always
gonna
do the
go
tip.
get drinks after, I'll let you buy drinks or something. Like I don't. It just really depends. I think it's because I've had women do that, especially the last 5 to 7 years or whatever. When I was in my early 20s, I didn't really run into that,
Yeah,
but now that I've gotten older, yeah. But
yeah. I mean,
it's not a big deal. I think people make it out to be too big of a deal. Like it's it shouldn't be. I think the only time it becomes a problem is if like the woman is trying to do it because it's like, oh, I can pay for myself. Like I don't need a man.
well, it's that you kind of listen
If
for
it
that
gets to that
attitude.
point, then it's like, okay, look, like you're bringing other issues into this, and it doesn't
Yeah.
need to be that way.
Well, you
Like
kind of go by her
I'm not,
tone,
me
how she
paying
says it.
for
Yeah.
you for
Yeah.
dinner isn't like saying you need me. It's more of just like a respect thing.
Yeah.
Like, and it's when I think the biggest thing is women forget that like men, like we feel like that's our role, like, and that gives us purpose. And when you're trying to take away things like that, like gentleman things that a man wants to do for you, like opening your door or paying for food, if you try to take that away from him, you're kind of for a lot of guys, it feels like you're taking away our purpose.
Yeah.
It's almost demasculating.
It almost is. Like I don't like using that word because nowadays people, you know what I mean. They can
Yeah.
take it too
Just
far,
don't say Merry Christmas and you're safe. You're safe.
yeah.
Just don't
But
say
I, you know what I mean. It's just like I want to do something nice for you. Why does it? It's not like I'm doing it like you need me to open your door, or you need me to fix this for you, or you need
Yeah.
me to pay for dinner. Like
Yeah.
no, it's my way of showing that I like you, that I care about you, wherever
Yeah.
the relationship is at.
I'm interested.
It gives me purpose.
It's the first date, so that's the thing. That's where I think the comparison is. I think that it changes. I mean, I'm more than happy after the first date to say, "Hey, you want to go Dutch on this?" That's fine. But I think when it comes right down to it, you asked her. If she asked me, I don't know how would you go about that? If she asked you out on the first date, then you
I would
still
still pay. I'm
still
always.
paying. I'm still paying.
That's
I
never going to change for me. I'm always going to
I
feel like I'm going to pay 100% of the time.
Go ahead, Jen.
I'm the odd person out in this whole thing because I'm in the active dating world, and I have, throughout my life on and off. And I actually ask, on the first date if they don't mind, I'm going to pay for myself and you pay for you, because I want to order whatever the fuck I want to order with no obligation to
Yeah,
the
the
other person,
obligation.
or make them think that they have that I'm obligated for anything, because some people actually still think that way. So I ask out of, I say, you know what, I would feel more comfortable if we both paid for our own stuff. We're meeting,
Yeah.
it's a date, it's to get to know each other. It's not necessarily for you to try to impress me with how much you can spend on me. I'm here to get to know you. So I'm going to order whatever the fuck I want to order, and I'm going to pay for it, because I don't want any looks. I don't want any expectations,
That bitch
nothing.
ordered
And
lobster.
it kind of takes some of the pressure off of
Yeah,
some
Mhm.
it
things
does. It
of
does.
feeling that way. And so this is supposed to get to know each other, right? So what
Yeah.
does it matter if I pay
Yeah.
for my own meal and you pay for yours? You'll be
Yeah.
able to see what I
Yeah.
pick and what
Yeah.
what my taste
If
is
you
and what I
said
can
that to
afford.
me, I would totally be okay with that, because that's
Yeah.
different. That's you being like, look, I would feel more comfortable if I did this.
Yeah.
Now,
And
if
that's
I'm
how I
trying,
say
and I
that.
wouldn't want to push back, because I would be like,
Yeah.
if
Now you're
I'm
going to offend her.
forcing you to let
Yeah.
me pay, then I'm making you feel uncomfortable, because you said you would feel more comfortable if we split it. If you
Yeah.
we paid for our own stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so that's totally fine. That's completely different. I would be like, okay, yeah, if you feel more comfortable paying for yourself, I'm totally okay with that. But I also do feel like, and
Yes,
this is just me
please.
being old school, if I can't afford for you to order the most expensive thing at the restaurant we're going to, I shouldn't be taking you out on a date there. I shouldn't
Or
be
pick
going
a
on a date
cheaper
with you there.
restaurant. Or pick a
That's
cheaper
just
restaurant.
me.
Yeah.
That's
But
just me.
not everybody thinks that way though, and not
But
everybody's in that
no,
particular. So
not everybody thinks that way. But that's just, and if you can't afford it, you should just be willing to say that, hey, I can't afford this restaurant. Could we go somewhere else? Like, if that's really what it is.
Well,
I don't know. That's just,
if you're setting up the date, you should be able to know that menu and say, hey, you know what, what is your most expensive thing, and make sure, you can afford that, because let's be honest, dinner's not cheap anymore. I mean, it's
and that's
not.
just
You
being
figure,
physically responsible with your
right.
money. Like,
Yeah.
if I was a guy that, I only made $50,000 a year, I'm not going to be like, yeah, let's go to, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm okay
The
with
Ritz
going to this
Carlton.
high-end
Yeah.
steakhouse where it's going to
Yeah.
cost $400 for our meals. Like,
Just
that's
appetizers.
me not being physically responsible.
Yeah.
So why would somebody want to date that person anyways?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
you're not being an adult at that
well,
point.
Yeah.
If you can't afford a
in your
restaurant,
mind,
you should be able to
yeah.
say that.
In your mind, you should already know. I mean, because even today's world, I mean, you go out and you look at the menus. I eat out a lot, and just a regular dinner now is between $18 and $25. So just for one person. So if you can't afford whatever's on that menu, that is 25 or 30, 40, 50. Very
If you can't
seldom you
afford
see.
for two people, you
Yeah.
can't afford for one.
Yeah. It says over half. Let me get this right here. It says over half respondents say that splitting the check at least sometimes. 62%. That's pretty high. It's pretty 60.
It's becoming
This
very
this is
much more
Gen
common.
Z. This is Gen Z. So
Yeah,
Gen Z,
yeah. Which is the youngest, correct?
is the youngest of them. Yeah, where 28% of the millennials said that it was okay to split the bill. So millennials.
Yeah, because we're still, that's my generation. We're still in that. I believe most millennials, especially the beginning part, are still feel like, we got a lot from you guys, from our
They
parents.
still got a little bit of dad in them. Yeah.
We got a lot of that old school mentality. The man pays. Like, I mean, that's just like, that's what my dad never had a sex talk with me. We're Christian family, so like having a sex talk wasn't it.
Yeah, you
but
didn't get the banana out and show
the
you how
talk
to put
that he
condom
gave
on?
me was, he literally was like, hey, I feel like I should, as a dad, I have to talk with you. And he was like, all respect women, respect their parents, and the guy always pays. And that's what he told me, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was his talk to me.
Yeah.
So it's just, so millennials are still kind of
you got to figure too. Gen Z still hasn't established themselves.
Is Gen Z the one after us, or is it X or?
No, I'm X. I'm
We're
Gen
X.
So you
Gen
guys
Z,
are.
Yeah, Gen Z is the youngest.
So
Gen Z
like
are
my
people.
kids are
Yeah,
Gen
they're going to be. Yeah, they're going to be not established. They're
So
not.
Gen
They
Z is
don't have
right
a
after
career yet.
millennial.
I thought Gen Z was right after Gen
It's
X.
Gen Z,
No, no.
Oh
millennials,
wait, millennials.
Gen
Okay.
Z, millennials.
And then
So it's boomers, X,
Boomers are at the
Boomers.
beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah, boomers are at the
boomers,
beginning.
X, millennials, correct?
Millennials, Gen Z. Yeah. Gen Z,
Gen
like I
Z.
said, they're the younger of the group. They're not established. They don't have careers. They're
most
just
of
When
them
did
basic.
at home.
when did
You know
millennials
that.
end? When did we
Uh,
end? Like 94, 95, right?
Something like that. Yeah. It says wealth also comes into play when people consider who should pay for the date. Wealthier respondents in the survey were more likely to say people should split a date compared to daters who earn 50,000 or less.
So people that have money said that people should split it.
Yeah, that's kind
Yeah,
of
that's
weird.
yeah,
Of course
that
they
makes
did.
sense. That's how I mean,
Uh,
that's like they say, that's how the
That's how
rich
you
stay
keep
rich.
your money.
That's how you stay rich, baby.
The rich house, that's how the rich stay
It
rich.
says,
I mean, it's
yeah,
a different type of lifestyle that the blue collar people like us we don't
yeah.
live in that world. So it's kind of like crossing, it's almost like saying like we
Bruce
should
always
act
goes to the sugar
how
daddy.
like
Yeah.
our grandparents act. Like it's
So,
not, you can't mix the two. Like people that have wealth and money,
yeah,
they don't live like we do.
yeah.
And so
It says
Yeah.
more than 25% of those earning over 75,000 annually say that who they believe should pay depends on who's wealthier, compared to just 15% of
and
Americans
that's what's
earning less
wrong
than.
with America.
On a
Wow.
first date,
And
though, are
that's
you
what's wrong with
talking
America.
calories on a first date?
Yeah.
That's trash.
Yep. If you and is that on a first date, John, or is that just
Yeah,
dating?
that's first date, dude. That's first date.
Yeah.
That's
See that
ridiculous.
if you're trying
Why
to
are you
figure out who
stopping
makes
people?
most on a first
Let
date,
me see your checkbook.
that just
Right,
shows you that
what,
money
I'm stalking your
is the
LinkedIn
reason
account
for
right now.
dating. Like
Go
that's
ahead, Dina. Go ahead, Dina.
yeah. Say that again, Dina.
I said, I'm stalking your LinkedIn account right now. What is your salary? What is your
That's
life?
so wild.
Well,
That is
okay, there
insane.
Like
are
you,
there.
you
I
should.
mean, yeah. I think
You
Jen, you're.
What?
Go ahead, Jen.
Jen?
I'm just like, you should know. Like, with the dating world, people make up all kinds of stupid shit.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
lie. They say they do all kinds of things. So,
Hmm.
you know what? I have been on dates with people who were supposed to be one thing and ended up being another.
yeah.
And so, don't tell me that you work at a doctor's office when you really work as a Taco Bell and you're part
Well,
time.
that's just
You
lying.
know,
I mean,
That's
that's just flat out
exactly. But
lying.
people,
Yeah.
if I'm going to be
I
dating
got Taco
somebody,
Bell money.
and, if I'm going to be dating somebody, I want to make sure that they can take care of themselves. I don't need to be
Yeah,
taking care
but
of
you don't
somebody
go as far
financially.
as into asking how much they make.
Yeah, but
No, I'm like, you take care
let's
of yourself.
consider that. Let's look at that.
Yeah,
That's 75,000. Okay, most of those people that are making up in that 75,000 and up, if they are dating, they are going to specific sites for dating. They're not going
it's not
to.
true. That's
Yeah, I
not
think
true.
No,
there are a
No,
lot more
John,
professional sites that are out there.
no,
Maybe if they're looking for the
no,
quick hookup, yeah, if
no,
they're
not
looking
even
for the
no,
that.
hookup.
Rich people are
no.
cheap. They don't want to
John,
pay for shit.
75,000 is not rich. 75,000
No,
No, it's
is
not rich,
normal
but I'm
pay
saying
nowadays.
75,000 and
isn't
above.
that
They're
like middle
probably on different.
class?
I think they're on
Yes,
different. I
It's
think they're on
like
different
that's still
it's
considered
stages
it's
though.
and
middle
it's not
class.
even the
Yeah,
high end of middle
no.
class.
It says men and women
No.
are about equal willing to split a date, according to the survey. They also share beliefs on how often dates should be split. So I guess that's good because it says more than half. So, uh, so we
And
are
you got
kind
to
of,
believe that people answer questions like this that are more politically correct
yeah,
answer. So like
yeah,
even if a guy is like thinks like me and he's like the guy should be the one to pay, he's probably if he's getting pulled for this, he's probably just going to say, "Yeah, we can split it," because it's the more political correct thing to say.
yeah, yeah.
If you're taking
Yeah, and this is a thing too, because we talked about this before, and this is something that I think you should discuss before getting to the restaurant. I think there's nothing more embarrassing for everyone around you when your guys are sitting there arguing and flipping the check back and forth to each other. The poor waiter's fucking standing there trying to figure out who's gonna, pay for it. Eventually, he goes, "Hey, why don't you just give me each one of your guys' cards, and I'll just cut it in half, and
well,
and you."
usually they sit it right in the middle of the table.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind
well,
of
that's what
typical
they're taught to
nowadays.
do now. So that because they
They're
know
taught to
that,
put it right in the
yeah,
middle of the
right in the
table, or they
middle.
put it at the end of the table.
Yeah. So, but again, I still think it's important that you have this discussion before you sit down and you start looking at the menu and you start ordering. And like Jen says, maybe Jen's like, "Hey, you know what? I feel like a fucking steak, but you know what? I don't think you should have to pay for that $35 steak if I want a steak." So I think if you agree to that prior to getting to the restaurant and sitting down and starting to enjoy your meal, because you might have had a great conversation, a great meal, everything is going great, and then all of a sudden you're having this argument at the end of your date over who pays. So I think it's a good idea to just kind of talk it over. It, maybe prior to the date, and hey, this is the first date. You want to split it. And if she thinks you're cheap, then I don't know what to tell you there, because that's the problem you run into. Because there's going to be some women that are going to go, look at this fucker. He wants me to pay.
Oh, there's a lot of women. There is a large. I'm not saying this is bad on women. I'm not saying this talks shit on women, but there's a large amount of women. No, I'm just saying there's a large amount of women that would trash a guy for bringing that up, for being like, hey, can we split this?
Yeah.
There's a lot of women that would go to their girlfriends and be like, this broke bitch.
Yeah. Broke bitch. Fucking took me to McDonald's.
Because there are definitely more women that are looking for a guy that makes money to be the breadwinner and to take care of them than there are women that are the more independent. Like, I can pay for myself. Like Jen, there's definitely more women that are looking for a guy for money, because money is a top factor. It doesn't matter. It's always going to be that way. You can, if you want to call some women gold digger, you can, but money, what a guy makes money wise, is a top factor in who they date.
I think that each person in the relationship should have a stable income. And because once a woman gives up her, like, the career or work aspect of it, she is then completely dedicated as under that man.
Yeah.
And should something happen in that relationship, she's ass out. Ass out.
I agree. And that's why I think that it's right when people when you're married, if your wife gives up everything, gives up her career or her job, whatever, to be the stay-at-home mom or whatever, and all this jazz, and then you guys get divorced for whatever reason. You should have to an extent, take care of her after that fact. I not for a long period of time, like back in the day, it used to be for life. Like, I dated a girl who her best friend, his dad was very wealthy. He had a really good business. And when they got divorced like in the mid 90s or like late 90s. And back then in California, alimony was for life. So 20 years later, this guy is still paying this woman like $200,000 a year because it was for life. And they changed it now. Now it goes based off of how long the marriage is, which is, I think, is right. But I also don't think it's right that women can be like, I have a certain life expectancy, like, because I lived a certain life. Like Dr. Dre, him and his wife got separated, and she was like, well, I'm used to spending $10,000 a month on clothes, just on clothes. And I'm used to living in a $2 million house.
It's in a custom lifestyle.
In a custom lifestyle. I think that's absolute trash.
For a very long time. They've been together for a very long time.
But it doesn't matter. I think that's absolute trash. You can't tell me that just because you're used to living this rich lifestyle, because I'm rich and I make all this money, meaning that now I should have to support you for the next 15 years for you to live a rich lifestyle when you don't have a job.
We don't know how much of herself was invested in his success as well. So that
it wasn't. Let's get out of divorce.
It wasn't at all. Dr. Dre is Dr. Dre. It has nothing to do with her.
They've been together since before he was famous. So she's been there the whole time.
I understand that. But so you still think that means that he should have to pay her millions of dollars a year because she's used to a lifestyle?
If that's the lifestyle they had children, why did they get divorced?
All right, let's get into.
I don't know. Their kids are old. They don't have any young kids.
Well, no,
let's get back to the topic. Wealthier daters are more likely to be swayed by who pays and how much they spend. So there's the breakdown of the chart, and it says whether they pay for the date up to 50K, say 18%. Whether they pay for the date, and 75 plus is 31%. How much they pay for the date is how much they pay for the date is 12%, and then 75K is 29. How much or whether they pay.
What does this mean? I'm
I
sorry.
know,
I'm really
this is-
drawing a blank. Like I
don't
feel like I'm being.
understand
I
why
feel
they
like I'm stupid
color-coded it
right
when
now.
they literally.
Hold on. I'm usually pretty good with this shit,
Me
John.
too.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
So, do any of the following impact whether you choose to go on a
Choose.
second date?
Yeah.
Whether they
Oh,
paid
yeah.
for the
Okay.
date. So, okay, whether they paid for the date.
Is
And
the
why do
first.
they have paid understood? Whether they paid for the date paid. What the fuck? So
Yeah.
whether they paid for the date.
Okay, so 31% of people that make over 75,000
Paid
say
for the date.
if they paid for the date, that sways whether that determines whether they will go on another date or not.
Yeah, on a second date. And
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
up to 50,000, 18% said whether or
So
not they
it
would go on
doesn't
a
matter
second
as
date.
much to them.
Yeah.
Okay, so
see.
and then the following impact, whether you choose to go on a second date, how much they paid out for the date. So
Yeah.
of this, the one up to 50,000, how much they paid for the date would consider that second date is 12%. That's not high. And then of the 75,000 plus, how much they would pay, for the
Yeah.
date, 29% would take that into consideration. So
Yeah.
if the other person didn't pay for the date, there probably wouldn't be a second date.
Yeah. That probably
that's
wouldn't be
Yeah,
a
so
second.
people with more money, it's more of a factor how if they paid and how much they paid. So
Okay.
like,
Yeah, and then how much
like this
whether
was
they
too much.
paid.
I'm not going on a second date.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
and again those to
So
me
people that make
that's
over
shitty.
75,000 are stingy, like
Yeah.
with their money. That's
I
what
feel
that
like
means.
this is
It
so
The
says-
money matters more.
There are a lot of factors that go into winning someone over. Now, this is all about the second date. It says there are factors that go into winning someone over for a second date, but spending money could boost your chances. 1 in 3 say the chances of accepting a second date increase if their date pays for the first date. So roughly, it says, and roughly a fifth say that how much their date spends impacts the likelihood of going out with them again. And
Okay, am I wrong in saying that that's probably like I don't why
Yeah.
don't they split that up into men and women?
yeah, they didn't.
I want to see those.
Because
Very
I feel like why would a guy be like? I feel like that sounds like it's coming from a woman's perspective, like how much the guy was willing to spend on the date
Oh,
is whether they're
depends.
willing to go out with him again.
These
Sometimes
millennials,
it
you know.
is. Sometimes it is.
No, I agree. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
it sounds like that's coming from more of a woman's perspective. That's why I wish they would have broken that up into men and women.
But a lot of men
They
feel that
should
way,
have done
too.
that. They should have done that. I think they should have saved that into men and women. All right, this
Because
next
it would
chart.
just be weird if a guy
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, this girl wasn't willing to spend this much, so I'm not going on a second date. Go get a better job, you broke bitch."
Okay.
Really?
All right. I need to make a statement before I show the next slide. Dear whoever's listening to this on YouTube, these are COVID stats from a actual website. We're not making any assumptions, and we're not talking about COVID.
We don't know anything.
We don't know anything. So if you're hearing this, just
We're
these are your
reading a
these are
study.
your fucking stats.
These are not our opinions. We don't have an opinion.
This says half of young daters say no COVID-19 vaccine is not a deal breaker. So they went into COVID too with this fucking thing.
Wow.
So, okay, hold on. So
It says
I
would you
don't
choose
know.
on going a date with someone who has not received a COVID-19 shot?
So it
3% said I don't know.
that's
I don't know.
stupid. The it depends is kind of stupid too. So
Yeah,
the yes
it's
and the no. So
it
yes,
depends.
20% say yes, it matters.
Yeah,
15% say no, it doesn't matter.
it doesn't
And
matter.
32% says it depends. What
It
the fuck is
depends.
that
What
about?
the fuck does it depends mean?
It depends. Is
It
it valid?
depends
Depends.
how
Like, what are we,
horny
80
and
year
how-
olds and pissing
Yeah,
ourselves?
No, it
The
depends
fuck?
how
It
horny
depends.
and hungry I am. That's what it
No,
comes
it
down
depends
to.
on if you work from home. If you work out in the public, like in
Oh, that's
retail
true.
or in a warehouse, you might care if somebody is
I
vaccinated
think
or not.
what it means by that is some people are immunocompromised and they can't
Yeah.
get it. Like it's
Or
not an
they're in
option for them.
situations, in situations where they have to be extremely careful. They're not really concerned about themselves so much as others around them. So,
Right.
yeah.
I'm going to remove myself from this part of the topic.
No, we're not
I'm
going
going to get us kicked off
We're
YouTube.
not going into COVID. We're not going to go into COVID. at
No,
all.
I'm surprised you even put that up there, John.
Well, it's part of this survey. It's
Oh,
part
Well,
of, it
yeah, I
breaks
mean,
down
that's like I said,
dating-
that's not an
yeah.
opinion of ours. That is
Yeah. Yeah.
some website's
Yeah.
poll that they took. It's just a poll. There's
Yeah.
no opinion being It's put
It
there.
says wealthier daters are more than twice as likely to reach for their credit card than those who earn less. Keep that in mind. But
That
responders,
totally goes against everything that we just read in the beginning, right?
I know it
Am
does.
I wrong?
Right?
Am I wrong here?
Yeah, but for responders who use credit while dating, don't worry nearly as half as they say. They really don't care. It's like, fuck it, I'll just pay for it later. You know what I mean? I'm going to put it on my card, and I don't
I
give a
think it's
shit.
more of a
Those are
thing
the
they're
people
willing
that
to
are
pay, but
finally
if they
dating.
end up having to pay, they're going to decide whether they go on a second date.
Yeah. A third would take up 3 months to pay off the debt, and another 17 need at least 4 months to pay off their bill. Carrying credit card balance is expensive and can be detrimental to your credit score. Wow, they went all the way into making sure you keep your good credit score when you're going out on a date on this survey.
If it's going to take you months to pay off the dinner, you
Yeah.
should have
there's
been going out on that
no,
dinner.
no.
Priorities.
See, that's why it's important to know
Do
what their
I-
income is, because
Do I pay my light bill? Do I take this bitch out on the date?
Right?
yeah, no.
It's
buy a vibrator.
November and it's 20 degrees outside. Do I need heat? Do I need to heat my
That is
house?
wild.
Nah. Laid, get laid or heat. Heat or
The penis may make that decision for you.
Oh,
You'll
that's
just
totally
regret it
different.
later.
Whether I'm paying my light bill or getting laid, that's completely different.
lights off, baby. Lights off.
He's like,
I
can
got
use
18 candles. I've been waiting to burn them.
Yeah, I got candles. I got a fireplace.
It's romantic.
Yeah.
How do you explain to your date why your house is so dark and cold?
It's the atmosphere, you know. I really like it cold. I'm a
Yeah.
hot person.
I'll cuddle you. Don't worry.
I run hot when you're around.
Okay.
Let me get this next slide up.
What
This
the
is
fuck
the
was
last.
that?
Yo, if you ain't got no lights, she's leaving in a hurry. And if she stays, I'm not sure if that's a trooper or you should be scared.
I like Mike.
I have no idea. If she's like, if she doesn't care that you don't have electricity, that's either a ride or die, or
Yeah.
you don't know where she's been.
Like, oh, she's gonna rob me.
If she's willing to accept that, she's been accepting a lot.
It says 30% of young daters say income or wealth matters when it comes to selecting a partner.
Yep.
But personality is number one. You full of shit.
No,
That
you
is
have
so horse crap. Income and wealth is at the bottom. See, these people are liars. That is a
Liars.
100% lie. That's the political correct thing to say. That is
It
so
is.
lying.
Yeah.
looks.
During
That's
COVID,
very
though,
super.
so-
The looks is superficial.
It looks is even that's way higher too. Income and wealth and looks is number one and number two. Don't get things twisted.
Yeah. Where the person lives. That's important.
Well, yes.
Well, I don't know if that
It
means
actually
like if they
is.
live in a
Expensive.
bad neighborhood or if they live like close.
Yeah.
That might mean long distance.
Yeah.
It can
Job.
mean so many
Education.
things.
Education.
Job and income are kind of poles. But I don't believe that. You're never going to get me to admit that. I think income and looks are 1 and 2.
Income
And
look.
personality.
Personality is probably
still
3.
Still gonna
Yeah.
be there.
I think it just depends
Because
too
you're
on each
attracted by their
individual.
looks.
Because somebody may be wanting, there might be someone that would rather have someone that's a little bit more educated and can have a conversation with them because they may be a little bit more educated.
No,
want
I
someone
agree in
can
that.
actually-
That's
yeah.
not. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree in that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I've done the beautiful dummies. I'm good.
Yeah.
I need
My
personality.
sister's
I think.
my sister is that way. She's like extremely intelligent, even just in her speech, and so like she's marrying an engineer.
Yeah.
Like she's always had to date guys. Like her last like long boyfriend was a professor. Like she just has to have people that can have stimulating conversations. But
Yeah, you don't want to talk to a door.
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm just like I
Well,
just
you got to
can't
keep in
believe.
mind, this is Gen Z. So it's
Yeah.
going to be a
Yeah,
lot different. Yeah.
But I'm telling you, it's
like
all
Deana,
about
where's your-
what's
yeah.
politically
Deana,
correct
where
to
do you
say.
go first? What do you, on these 5, what is these 3, 6, 7 things, what would be your top 3?
My
Because it's going to
top
be
3?
different. Yeah, because you're a different gen. You're millennial, correct? Like Mike.
Technically, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
a
not
millennial.
millennial. Me and Jen are both Gen X. So that
Yeah.
list is going to be a little bit different for each one of us.
Right. I would say personality is absolutely number 1. If we can't like jive, if the vibe isn't there, fuck it.
Bucket. We'll
yeah,
be 2 and 3.
personality definitely is way up there. I mean, it's different. It's going to be different for guys and girls because I don't care as much about how much you make as like women do.
What you make. That's not important. I can support myself. That's not important.
Yeah. Age is important to me.
I mean,
Age
for
is
somebody
important.
like you that, that takes care of your, has your own career, takes care of yourself, like it's a little different. But I just don't, I mean, like, I can tell you the amount of like women that like, when I like on dating apps that like I've been texting and stuff, I can't tell you the amount of women that when they ask me what I do for work, like when we're just talking and getting to know each other, the amount of like after I've said what I do for work, so many don't ever text back.
Because you're a handyman. You
online.
Use your hands. Yeah.
And I'm telling
you, how much do you make?
Like, and I'm literally saying like we're in the middle, like this isn't like a first question thing. This is like, we're just texting about random stuff, and it's just like eventually it gets to, hey, you're like, so what do you do for work?
Yeah.
So many women.
Third date question.
It literally don't.
Doesn't matter.
They just don't text back. They don't message back. And I think it's because when I explain what I do, it's to me that I could be wrong about this, but to me it sounds like somebody would think my job, I don't make good money. When I explain what I do, it sounds like a blue collar job that I probably don't make good money.
Yeah.
Can I ask, what is it that you do?
Okay, so I'm going to give you what I say.
Right.
Okay.
Tell us what you write. Yeah.
What I work for, I'm a private contractor for a crating company. Mainly what I do is I build custom wooden boxes to ship fragile and high dollar items in.
That's cool.
That's exactly word for word what I say, because that's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, this is not just me being crazy. Like, I've had so many people not message back on these dating apps after I send that message.
Mike, you need to just start telling them that you're a janitor and call it a day.
No, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to. You know how they, where you don't say janitor, you say.
I built shit.
Yeah, no, there's even a bigger
custodial
word.
Engineer.
Custodial engineer.
Yeah. So you gotta just fucking
trash art.
You gotta put some makeup on that bitch and sell it, right?
No, but it kind of gets but it's kind of like I get in between the fact of like, do I want to word it up better so it doesn't sound like I don't make money, or are those the type of people that I just don't want anything to do?
Yeah, that's perfect. Though. You're right there, Mike. That's somebody you don't want to be involved.
May I recommendation?
Yeah.
Okay, so when they ask you what do you do, I build custom shit to ship and package really expensive things.
Yeah.
Well, I say that.
Fragile
and expensive items.
Yeah.
Well, no, but the way you're like items, catalog.
Wait. Add the word rich people.
I guess I could say art.
Yeah, rich people.
Because a lot of what I do is art. So I guess I could say high value art.
Yes, I build custom.
We can work on getting Mike laid later. He doesn't have any trouble. All right. This is a big one that comes up a lot because now we're in this part of the year where it's the holidays. And, it's a big thing still. To me, it still blows me away that someone actually invites somebody to a family holiday party as a first timer. That to me is crazy. It's still done. It's done all the time. And
I've had someone do that to me. It was
really?
I think it was the second date.
Yeah.
I ended up at their he was like, I think I told you this. He was like, hey, I need to go drop something off in Bakersfield. Want to come? And I was like, okay, cool. And then he's like, oh, by the way, it's my sister and my mother's birthday, and we're going, and we have reservations. And I was like,
no, that's wrong. That's so wrong that he did that. That is
and I was wrong. There, and oh my God, and I'm not talking trash or anything, but it was funny because he goes, yeah, they're really excited about going to this restaurant. And I was like, okay, where is it? I'm intrigued. So the Outback Steakhouse.
Oh, Outback, baby. Yeah.
They've never been there before.
Oh God.
And so
that's not a problem to me. The red flag is that he didn't tell you. That's the biggest red flag.
There, and they were all like, I just met these people, and I'm looking through the menu, and they start asking questions, and I was telling like they didn't know the difference between like bone in and
ribeye. Yeah.
I mean, I
don't.
And then
So,
so they're all asking me these questions. They were asking me how they should get it cooked.
Oh God. Well, let me ask you, Deana. Deana,
Sorry,
do you go on that first date as a Thanksgiving dinner?
Oh hell no.
That's extra. Mm-mm.
That's
Mm-mm.
extra.
That is a giant red flag.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, 'cause
I'd get an
Never
Uber.
that.
I'd get an
Awkward.
Uber after ordering a stripper.
Right.
Yeah.
Never that.
Make sure you have
The
Uber,
closest.
like, dial
What's up,
up on your
JP?
phone.
The closest thing I've ever done to that is after I was talking to this girl for like, it was like maybe a month and a half. We weren't official. We were just going on dates and stuff. I took her to a New Year's party where at my brother-in-law's at my sister's house, where like friends and family were all together. That's the closest thing I've ever done to that.
Yeah.
But like I said, we had been talking and going on dates for
It's been a few weeks.
probably about two months. I would say.
Okay, 2 months. That's
We've been talking
Yeah.
and going on dates for It was only like we'd only gone on like 4 or 5 dates, but because she lived in the Bay Area, but yeah, it was. But we've been talking every day for like 2 months.
Well,
So
the thing is,
and it was a New Year's party. It wasn't like Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
It was literally we show up with
family
alcohol.
automatically thinks you're
Christmas
fucking
with the
dating.
family.
You know?
Yeah, no, it wasn't Christmas with the family. It
Yeah.
was friends and family were there. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it was like my brother-in-law and my sister throw a party for friends and family every year.
Now, how about if it's just not working out? You guys can't come up with a date to go out, and this is just like spur of the moment. He's not doing something for Thanksgiving. You already got something going on.
That's all going to depend on how long we've been talking.
Yeah.
Why haven't we been able to go out on a date? Do we FaceTime, or is it just text? Is it just on the phone? Like, you know what I mean?
If you've never seen her and you're just
if we haven't even FaceTime, I'm not taking you near any of my family. If we haven't FaceTime,
no.
We're talking on the phone. Yeah. So this is going to make me sound really shallow, but like I was texting this girl for like a week, and then we finally got on the phone and talked, and
Hi, Michael.
No, it wasn't a deep voice. It was like was older than me. It wasn't.
Oh, like, yeah, you could tell.
She was kind of right at that age that it was like, okay, I don't know if we could even date because actually, I'm pretty sure there's no way we could have actually dated because she had a son that's like,
what you wearing?
She had a son. She had him young, you know. So she was. I don't remember how old she was, but it was. She had a son that was like early 20s. So, but she just talked super fast. Didn't we were on a 10-minute phone call. I probably said all of 5 words, and she talked the whole time. And I'm pretty like chill and laid back, so I was like, can't do it. Like, no way.
Yeah, no.
So. You know, we got to be, that all depends on, like I said, FaceTiming, talking, all that stuff.
We're going to jump into the 7 topics to talk about on a first date, which these are pretty interesting. There's a little difference, and I'm kind of curious to see how you guys approach each one of these. So the first one is talk about where you're from, which I think is a great idea. You know, if you're on a first date, you really don't know enough about each other, and be able to talk about where you come from and your childhood, and you can kind of get a perspective of what kind of how they were raised and how you were raised, and it helps them. Go ahead, Jen.
You got to be careful with that shit. People be stealing identities. Don't tell them what street you grew up on.
Well, you don't go that far. You can say, hey, I grew up in Modesto. I had a pretty good childhood. Both my parents.
I grew up in the Central Valley. There's a lot of different towns. I grew up in one of them.
Well, why would telling them where you what town, or like when you were a kid, why would that matter?
Because some of your security questions for your bank and for other elements ask, so what town did you grow up in? What school did you go to? What was your first animal's name?
The whole idea is to come up with some similarities. You know, it's the whole idea is to come up with some similarities.
That would take a lot of investigation to get from my childhood pet was named Frank, and then now this bitch is hacking into your Bank of America account.
Yeah.
That's a stretch. I mean,
I work in security with regards to the financial
I'm
industry, so
drooling.
I'm like, no. I'm like, bitch, you ain't getting the last 4 of my social security number.
oh hell no, come on. That's different than your pet's your first
Alright.
pet's name.
Yeah.
Your social security number.
But what people don't realize
Jennifer,
is that-
basically
what?
just talk about, your childhood. Yeah, you don't have to go into your you don't give them your address and your last four numbers of your social security, but you kind of get an idea of
the last 4 of your
what,
social is not going to really do shit
you're
for
hoping,
anyone.
yeah, you're hoping that,
name.
you're hoping that they're going to open up and talk a little bit about their childhood. Would make show up some similarities. Hey, I was the middle child too. You were the middle child, so I think it's a good thing to kind of talk about a little bit about yourself and how
You
were
were the
raised.
middle child.
I
Sorry,
was
Johnny.
the middle child. Yeah. So, I mean,
That's
are you
funny.
cool with that, Deana?
John, what class were you?
86.
Okay, so
Swallow, Jen. Swallow.
86. So how old are you, John?
I'm 54.
So
I'm trying to find my password.
don't be let. Okay, so she's 40. This lady I was talking about is 45.
Oh yeah, send
45.
her my number.
But she probably looks like she looks good for her age. She's like late 30s. She dresses young, younger, like so.
You should have at least flirted with that. She would have.
You should have got a taste.
She would have what?
Oh Lord, that would have been a Hellcat.
Would have rocked my world.
Oh yes, she would have fucked.
No.
She would have showed you. Hey Mike,
okay,
she would have showed you where the clitoris was.
We already had the little sex talk and all this. Like, yes, it would have been fun. I'm sure it would have been. But that tells you how awkward the conversation was on the phone.
Right, yeah.
That I didn't even go as far as to go hook up with her. That tells you how awkward that conversation was.
All right, Deana, are you cool with talking a little bit about your childhood? Discussing that with them on the first date, just trying to see if you have any similarities and discussing your,
going in deep about your childhood is weird to me.
Well, not deep.
Let's talk about our hobbies right now. What are you doing? What are you into?
Exactly. That's what they talk about. Your childhood, your hobbies.
Do you read?
That's more of like once we're on a like.
Yeah. Hey, let Deana answer. Go ahead, Deana. We'll go back to you, Mike. We'll go back to you, Mike, in a minute. Go ahead, Deana.
I already forgot the question. What was the question?
It basically says whether you come from similar or very different backgrounds. Talking about where you're from, your family life, and details from your childhood can help reveal new insights about one another. For example, you may find out whether that you were the youngest of 4, or they were the only child, and watched the same shows, played the same video games, and went to similar summer camps. So it's a way of getting to know each other.
It's a good icebreaker. Just, do you have siblings? What's your family like?
Yeah.
They're assholes.
They're assholes.
Usually that's
I hate
the answer.
them. I hate them.
So many words.
Yeah. So, what do you do when you?
That's not talking about your childhood, John.
No, but that's where
that's what me and Jen were trying to say. That's not talking about childhood.
Well, if you guys would stop and let me finish reading the sentence, you guys would fucking understand where I'm going.
You continued to say talk about your childhood. That is telling how many siblings you have is not talking about your childhood.
Yeah, it says talking about your childhood. It says helps reveal new insights about one another. Well,
and we're saying no. Talking about your childhood.
I remember being
you guys don't do that.
It
so you're not going to talk about. You're not going to. Well, I think it's an interesting thing
dark and moist tonight.
I think it's an interesting thing that you come from such a large family, Mike. And I think that would send some messages
but
to
like
her
I said,
that,
it gets very vague. So, but I don't. What I'm saying is asking how many siblings I have isn't talking about my childhood. Now I do get how was that growing up, and but that's a vague question, and it's usually just. I like, it was fun. There was always a lot going on.
Yeah.
But going in depth about your childhood. Yeah. Going in depth about your childhood is she would have rocked your world. Oh no, trust me. She wouldn't be the first woman well above my age that I would have dated, and she wouldn't have been the oldest either. But it just
you whore.
Mike's been to the Senior Citizen Center.
See, but it sucks because I'm kind of getting to that age now where I can't do that anymore. Like when I was still in my 20s, like 28, the young 40-year-old women they knew it was like, okay, he's too young for me to date, but we're not too far away to hook up. Yeah.
Now
that I'm 32,
you're what they would call
women that are 40 are like thinking like, oh, he may be interested in dating me. I'm like, I still would like to have kids. Like,
you're
the forbidden
fruit to a 40-year-old woman. When you're 20, you're the forbidden fruit. That's why you're
forbidden fruit. No, you're a hard on.
Exactly, you're the forbidden fruit, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When I was at 28, 29, I never had more older women hit on me than I was in my late 20s. Like it literally was like a switch that flipped, and it was all the time. It caught me off guard.
Right. But number 2, discuss your favorite movies, TV shows, and books. You cool with that one?
Well, yes, that's better.
That's typical stuff.
Yeah, typical stuff. Open up about your hobbies. Number 3, you open up
masturbation.
Masturbation.
Hobbies is always a weird one because it's like a lot of adults don't have hobbies.
Could you imagine somebody? I collect toenail clippings.
Or I connect some Star Wars action figures.
Yeah, you're not getting a text back from me. That's the end of the conversation.
She might be one of those Star Wars nuts too, though. You know, if you tell her you collect Star Wars action figures.
You know what? This is true. You could be furries and one could be Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be.
If she comes back, if you say that and
if he comes back and says, "Yeah, me too," has a Chewbacca suit on, sends a picture,
or she comes back and says, "Yeah,
great.
She comes back and says, "I collect plastic things too. They're called dildos. I got a whole drawer full of them."
Oh, hell yeah!
But there's levels to it. I'm guessing that Tina doesn't have it plastered all over her living room, right?
I know. Oh God, no.
There's a China cabinet. No.
You got the dildo lamp.
I can see a display case in like a spare bedroom or like her media room or something like that.
That's different. Out.
But like the 40-year-old virgin, that would be weird. That's a level of weird.
The box of porn?
Like they're all over your house. Like that's that part. But if an adult from a kid was really into Star Wars and they had like a spare bedroom, like if I had a spare bedroom that had all my Star Wars stuff in it, whatever. It's just different. Whatever. It's no big deal.
Nerds. But they have the kitchen is Star Wars. The front room is Middle Earth, fucking Hobbit town.
That's too far for me.
Is Batman and Joker, and their bathroom is Game of Thrones.
If the whole house is decorated like you're a 15-year-old nerd. That's a different level.
I think it's awesome. I don't care.
Have a conversation about have a conversation about travel.
Posters are different too. Posters aren't that big a deal.
I'm going to say it again. Have a conversation about travel. I think that's a good one too, because you kind of get an idea of what their expectations are. Eventually, what they, a lot of people are like, I want to go to Rome. I want to go here. Kind of get a general idea of what they're. Yeah. This one I don't like talking about because I think it's one of those that can start arguments and can end a date. Discuss your favorite music. So if she throws out some fucking see that's a tough.
Wait, go.
I'm like, music. You need to have some type of There's got to be some common ground with music.
1000%.
Because
see right there.
I don't
is a deal breaker.
Yeah,
music is a deal breaker.
Yeah. I love all kinds of music, but I'm not the hard metal rah 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 rah, and I don't want to hear that shit 24/7. And just no. Yeah. So yes, music's important.
Go ahead, Deana.
Yes, it is, because if you're on a long car ride with that person, but I have a very broad appreciation for music. But if we're in the car and you're playing Keith Brooks or some shit, I'm rolling out of the. I don't care. Stop. I am rolling out of that car. Goodbye.
I totally agree. It's a deal breaker. Like if somebody was a metalhead, that's all they listened to, couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
In my car, because I still have a CD player, I have the Bloodhound Gang's "Hooray for Boobies" in my fucking. And the songs are horrible. There's a song about a stripper. There's a song about blowjob. There's a song about vagina. It's called Vagina. So
I'm not
talking about Paris, Texas. Come on, man. It's a cheap flight.
No,
I
yeah.
mean,
See, and I'm a big country fan. Like, if I don't know if I could date somebody who couldn't listen to country music.
all right, I'm going to throw a twist in this one because I know these two girls, and you're going to be
Get a
okay
cup.
with it. I know Mike's going to be okay with this one, but what happens if you get in the car with her and she's just blasting Christian rock?
Oh, I mean, if all she listens to is Christian music,
That's all she listens to is Christian rock.
just because I like some Christian
Yeah, you
music and I
like
grew up
Christian
on it, I
yeah.
could be okay with it because I grew up on it. But I could understand why somebody who didn't,
Yeah.
or someone who wasn't religious, no, I could totally understand why that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
What if it was Nickelback?
No, don't go there.
Nickelback is not Christian rock.
Yeah, it's not
No,
Christian.
I just said
Or you
no,
just mean
not
Nickelback in general?
Nickelback, yes.
I like Nickelback. Hate me for what
Nickelback
you
was
want.
good.
Yeah,
It was. I just
I
had to
get
throw
why
that
they
in
get
there.
the shit. I read the whole documentary, the whole thing
I'll
about
never
how that
understand
took
why
place.
they get so much
I
shit,
like them.
or why Creed gets so much shit too. I'm like,
I
you
like
guys don't
Creed.
realize
I like
Nickelback and Creed were huge
They're
for
huge.
a
Yeah,
period
they
of
were
time.
huge.
Like they were it.
I think it's because they weren't like rock and they weren't pop. They had a
Really?
softness to them.
They got
and
they got
had,
that sellout tack is what it
I
was.
feel like they would definitely go into rock.
Yeah.
To me, they're not heavy, they're not metal, but
with arms wide open. It's more like
I mean,
Hey, come on! You're telling me that? Are you
for the
no?
early
Come on.
2000s, that was.
Think
I
about
think you
all the
would consider
fucking
that
love
rock.
ballads
Maybe
that were
not
coming
today,
out in the
but-
80s. Think about all the love ballads. They didn't do anything different than anybody the bands did in the 80s. Nickelback had fucking love ballads just as much as fucking Guns N' Roses had love ballads. Fucking Motley Crue had
Yeah.
love ballads.
Guns N' Roses had
Well,
love
John, you
ballads.
probably considered Nickelback and Creed pretty rocky, right?
I love both bands. I think
but
they're both.
like someone from your generation would consider them pretty rocky.
Yeah, I think they are.
Just
They
like
get-
people
they get a
like
lot of
my
shit.
grandpa loved country music, but like hated
Yeah.
like Garth Brooks and stuff like that.
Really?
Oh no, he thought Garth
was old
Garth
school.
was like that ruined country music.
He thought it's crap. No.
No, yeah, he liked
kind of what happened with
Waylon
Garth.
Jennings.
like
and-
what happened
old
with
stuff,
Garth-
John
yeah,
Denver type
Yeah,
shit.
what happened with Garth is he kind of made it pop. He brought pop into
He
country.
did, and a lot of older people
Yeah.
hated him for it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Deana.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, it's Conway Twitty, Johnny Cash, Dolly Parton. Awesome. Get into the current.
Oh, really?
country
You
music.
like all that?
Yes, I really
Oh.
do.
Well, that's cool.
Patsy Cline,
she
Loretta
said-
Lynn.
Yes,
well, she said she didn't like
love that
country, and
shit.
so I didn't know that she liked the old country.
The old country is
Oh, I
great.
would
This
take
new bullshit, run
Motley
me over
Crue
with
over
a tractor
Nickelback. Don't get
going.
me wrong. I just think that Nickelback got a bad beef, and I think they came into the time when the internet was taking off. So
They got shit.
yeah, they got
Yeah.
shit. They got that. What happened
They
is they
didn't
got
sound
that
bad.
tag. They got that tag where everyone said they sold out, and I don't think they sold out. They got commercialized, but that's the
Yes.
goal. Maybe
That
that
was-
wasn't the
Yes.
goal. Is
They
to
got
get
commercialized because of how popular they were.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
They
that's
knew
stupid
how
when
to write
people
a
say
fucking
sell
song.
out.
Yeah.
Like anybody's going to sell out if somebody comes to you and is like,
That's
"We
the
want to
intention.
commercialize you and give you millions of dollars."
No,
No, that's okay. We'd
no,
rather just be broke and play in little bars.
I want
Like,
to do
no,
dive
you're
bars
not
for the
gonna
rest
say
of my
that.
life. Yeah, I want to do
Like, fuck
dive
off.
bars for the rest of my life.
Like,
and get
yes,
paid
sign that check.
$25. Yeah, I want to
Yes.
get paid
I'll go
$25
I'll go
for
play
doing
the
a
Super
show.
Bowl. Give me the money.
$25
No, actually,
for doing
artists
a
play
show and
free.
all the beer
Oh,
I
I
can
know.
drink.
Now they do. I think before
Yeah.
they got paid.
Yeah.
They pay free.
Let's get back to it. Chat about
Because
your
it's so much
ambitions. What do
publicity.
you guys think about that? Chatting about your ambitions with your first date.
That's a pretty deep thing to get into.
First
on a
first date's a
date.
little early probably for that.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Yeah.
you want to mention it briefly and just like so that
Yeah.
you know they have ambitions,
Yeah.
but don't get stuck on it.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're doing that
Yeah.
on a first date, you're gonna dive into something super deep and
Might
feel
be a
You
very
have to
super chatty.
you
It's a
definitely
fine
have to be
line.
careful.
You
Yeah.
gotta walk on it.
Because
My
it can't
ambition
go into
is to
too
get
deep,
you in
and
this
then you're in the
hotel
middle
room
of a
tonight.
deep conversation. And you're
What
like,
are
that
your
okay?
ambitions? Where
Is
do
that
you
okay?
see
Water in the
yourself?
why did I do this?
Yeah, my ambitions
Yeah.
are to get you into this hotel room after this dinner. That's
And
it.
I know for someone like me, I always feel like asking about that if they don't already have a career, like a really defined career. Asking about it may seem like I'm like, okay, like, well, what are you planning? You know what I mean? Like, hey, your job's shitty. Do you have another?
What's
do you
your
have a
backup plan? He's like
I feel
the
like
throw out backup plan on the first
What's your
date.
5-year plan?
Yeah, that's how I feel asking that. I never do that.
Yeah.
I always am just like, no matter what their job is, I'm always like, that's cool, and I try to ask questions about it. Like, I don't, even if I'm like, okay, that's like a job for a 20-year-old.
Ambition is
I was thinking that, and I didn't say it. Ambition's a third date material. Before
swimming with sharks is safer. No, you really have to be careful, because you'll stumble into a serious conversation, and then you'll be like, oh shit, we're in the middle of this super deep conversation, and it's weird. It feels weird, and now you feel like you can't stop.
Her eyes start going down. She doesn't no longer make eye contact.
No,
with you.
it's not that, because the problem is that most people engage it. Like they'll continue to engage it like nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
But then once they go home, they're like, okay, yeah, that was really deep for a first date.
Yeah. Well, you got that. You always have, I don't care who it is. It could be the man or there's always the over talker, the one that just doesn't know when to stop. And if you're that type of person and you're talking about this topic, I think that could be dangerous for you, because you can get into some things that maybe you don't want to share as far as your ambition. Like I said, I want to get you in a hotel room. Talk about the food.
Talk about drinks before you say that.
Yeah.
Here, drink this. No.
And make sure she's okay with you saying that. It is 2022. That's sexual harassment now, John. You can go to jail for that.
Is it okay if I just kind of dangle the hotel keys in front of
you?
No.
That would literally be considered sexual harassment and borderline sexual abuse.
What do you guys think about talking about the food? Talking about the food on the first date. It's normal. Steak is good. How's your steak? Steak good? Is it cooked right? Yeah. Potato okay?
Like make it not quiet.
I think the cow's name was Bessie.
Yeah. Do you like that steak boned in or bone out?
No.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So with that being said, what are some of the things that you think? Give me just one of each one. One thing that you shouldn't bring up in the date. Go ahead, Deana. You go first.
How many ex-wives do you have?
Yeah.
Terrible.
That was mine.
I was going to say X. Don't talk.
Well, here you go. Let me throw. How many does he have to say that makes you say, "Oh fuck, this is the last date"?
More than 2.
More than 2? How about you, Mike? She brings up the ex-husbands. How many does she have to say before you are like, "Oh no"?
Well, that's all going to depend on. Well, 2 ex. If you have 2, I'm probably.
If she's super hot.
When I was in my mid-20s, I dated a girl who was divorced. But like,
it's no big deal.
That's normal though. Like for me, it's like, okay, you got married young and 20 years old. You made a fucking mistake. Whatever, it happens. Now, if you're 30 and you've already had 2 ex-husbands, I'm probably going to be like, okay, when was the last one? Because why didn't you learn from the first one? Because if you got married at 18 and then got married again at 21 and you got, this was years ago, I may be okay with that. But if it's like, oh yeah, I had my first husband at 20 and then my last one at 28, like I'm going to be like, okay, you clearly still haven't grown up.
Yeah.
But
Jen, this is
more than one.
This is our department.
Yes.
You guys are a little bit older, so that's different.
Because apparently I'm trash because I've been divorced 3 times. And
you're not trash.
No, but he's saying for his age group.
For my age group, though.
For his age group.
I'm 30 years old.
I was twice divorced by the time I was 25.
But the first one was, okay, like I said, though, if you're that young, if they were both before you're 25, I chalk that up to you were just young.
I was 15. I was a child bride.
Like I said, that first one, I don't even count that. That wasn't your choice to me.
It happened.
No, but you know what I mean. I mean, as far as the type of person you are. I don't count that against you at all.
My last divorce, which sounds horrible, and I know it, but that was a marriage. We were together for almost 8 years. There was a lot of trials. There was a lot more. When the negatives started being too much, I had to make that decision. And it sucks because, yes, you feel like a failure. You feel like that you failed again. But what are you going to do? Are you going to stay in a relationship that's not healthy?
So, if I was your age and I was dating you, I would only, in my mind, I would think of it as you were divorced once.
Twice.
I wouldn't really count the 2.
Yeah, he wouldn't count.
No, because but before 25,
Yeah.
I mean, our brains aren't even fully developed until we're 25.
And I know that.
So
all right,
I just
Jen.
want to get married.
Our age, Jen. How many times did the guy have to be divorced to you say, I don't know? I don't
It
think there's a
depends
second
on
date.
the duration of time, and like if he's been divorced 4 times and the first time he got married was 5 years ago, I would think that there's a problem because that's being with somebody and, doing it boom boom. No, you're getting married to get laid and it's not working out well for you.
so if they're all short,
If they're
yeah,
short, that's scary. Yeah. If they're short marriages, yeah.
because you do see that happening. I see it where people, they get married in a rush. They get married between 3 and 6 months of knowing each other,
Yeah.
and things are great for the first 12 to 18 months,
the
and
honeymoon.
then things start to go, things start to get regular, and then at the 2.5, 3 year point, so if you can see that. You can see that happening, and that to me is a big red flag. So
Yeah.
if that's more than once and you see that trend and it's always the other person's fault, and you don't acknowledge any of the mistakes that you may have made in it, there's no thank you, I'm good. But the thing is, with me, meeting guys who have never been married and they don't have kids, they've never been married, and then they're in their 40s and 50s, that's a whole different dynamic as well. You sometimes are dealing with man children, and it's rough. It's rough. It's rough. I'm gonna be 50 years old. I don't look like your typical 50-year-old, so I'm
And you
dealing with
guys
a
are
whole
really,
Hey,
when you get
Grandma.
older, you get more stuck in your ways too. Like I'm learning that even at my age, like I am way more stuck in my ways and more picky about what I'll deal with at 32
I'm
years
yeah.
old than I was even 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't put
Like
up with
here-
any bullshit.
But here's the thing, Mike. We're not allowed to stick to our morals. See, that's the problem. We're not allowed to do that. Women are
What do you
allowed
mean?
to do that. We're not allowed to say that I'm going to say no because that's not what I want. They just. I'm sorry, ladies. You just guys think that we just want to get laid all the time. But like Mike is saying, there are moments where he says to himself, it's not worth it because, this is something that I don't want in my life. But we're not allowed to say that because we are all men are just assumed to be out there just trying to get laid.
Many of them are, though.
I knew she was going to say many. I knew she was going to say many.
It's the truth, though. Many of them are, because you know how many invitations I just get with, like, if some. I
But
don't
there
want
are
your big.
guys like
I don't
me and
want your
Mike
big
where
wiener.
we have. I don't understand why men are not allowed to have standards.
You can. I'm not telling you can't. Fuck, have
Oh
standards.
no, I know you're not. But there's a lot of women that are out there that think that that's every guy's goal. That's our goal is to get laid, and that we don't have a standard, we don't have a preference, we don't have desires or something that we're looking for in a relationship other than sex.
You may
We
be
get put
looking
in
for
that
something.
lump.
You may be looking for something in a relationship, and that's true. However, you're going to have those lumps in between, and hopefully it's not a venereal disease. But
Yeah.
you're not going to
They got cream for
necessarily.
that.
Some of them they don't, dear. Some of them, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, it's like
But
luggage.
Yeah,
there,
it is a very different dynamic for like my age group and your guys' age group, because I can tell you that, I mean, for my age group, it's very much, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just me and because I'm single or whatever, but I feel like it's just women are extremely picky in my age group. Like, very picky to the point where it's like, no, but I'm saying like, to where like, if you literally asked any woman in my life that knows me on a personal level, like a deep level, every one of them would tell you, like, and these are people I'm close with, my friends' wives that I consider like my close friends, and every one of them would be like, I cannot tell you why Mike's not, like, why Mike isn't married or why Mike doesn't have a girlfriend. Like, and they know me on a deep level, like the type of person I am on my day to day. I'm no different in front of them than I am at home or anything. And they'll tell you that, like, it doesn't make sense. And girls tell me all the time, I don't get why you're not, like, or friends that I have to, like, I don't get why you're not married.
Yeah.
But, and it's just, women are extremely picky. I know I'm a decent looking guy, but I'm not the tallest guy.
how tall are you?
All right.
I'm 5'9".
5'9"? Okay, you're not
I've had girls.
Yeah, he's
no,
not
I've had
short.
girls that were 5'5" tell me,
Yeah,
like
you're too
literally ask how tall I was and then not respond back.
short. Well, I'll put this out there. If you're interested in Mike, please dial. No.
They'll literally women that are like 5'3", 5'5", 5'6" will literally put on their dating profile or whatever 6 foot or above. If you're not 6 foot, do not message me.
They make us feel safe.
Yeah.
They make us feel safe. Yeah. And they also slap you around. So
not all of them.
There's nothing wrong with a red handprint on your ass. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm talking about your face. You want me to slap your ass? I can do that with the best of them.
Yeah. I'll buy a paddle.
Yeah.
It's a handprint, not a paddle.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny's going all 50 Shades
go
on your
paddle,
ass.
fuck yeah.
Outside external things into this.
I'll use my hand as long as you promise not to use any beads on me, and everything will be good.
You and the beads. You have this thing with the beads.
No beads. No beads. Leave the beads alone.
Yeah, I use my hand, and I use the hand. I use my hand instead of the paddle. It is the 1:30 mark, and that means Deana is up. Deana.
What? Sorry, what?
You're
on
up,
me
Deana.
already?
All right, let me
Deer in the headlights. Shit.
I need to get something because this is going to to be sexy. So I need something.
Okay, I need to fill my water up. I need to wet my wisdom.
Get water because this is going to get. And Deana will promise not to leave to go clean herself up.
No, that was I had internet issues, but it was timed so funny.
Yeah, it was timed perfect.
I went back and watched it. I'm like, that couldn't have happened any better.
Well, the conversation started getting really sexy, and I figured, Deana's having one of those. You just gotta go.
Very well-timed internet outage.
Yeah, she had to go. Oh,
on my screen here.
All right, so let's get on with let's take notes, everybody. Sexting.
Is this the sexting thing?
I'm gonna get my girl on the line right now so I can just take some of these on.
I texted my man this whole article like a week ago.
Yeah, the whole article. He came home for I bet he came home for lunch.
Sadly, no.
Nothing like a good nooner.
True story.
I can't believe there are actual people out there that don't know what fucking nooner is, dude.
Well, nobody calls
shit that happens at noon. It's an afternoon delight.
I don't know if I've ever heard it called that. I know what you mean by that, but I don't think I've never called it that.
Sex for lunch.
What do you call it?
Next, just sex.
A quickie.
A quickie. Yeah.
Lunch.
Sex for
quickie.
Quickie.
Box lunch.
Hopefully you're not quick.
Lunch. That's good.
A sack lunch?
Yeah.
A sack lunch.
I'm having a sack lunch
A
tonight.
box lunch and a sack lunch.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home to have lunch with my wife.
Yeah. That's it. As soon as you say that, everybody knows what you're talking about.
Yeah.
As soon as you say that, they know.
It's great when you have that type of relationship. Let me just put that out there.
Coming home.
Yeah, just when you're with somebody that you guys just want to fuck all the time. It's great.
I got 30 minutes. It takes me 10 to get home, so that leaves.
I need exactly 15 minutes, and I'll be 5 minutes late.
We'll eat while we're doing it. So give us some time.
Honey, make sure it's warmed up.
Yeah.
Make sure it's warmed up.
Get super
no, dead ass.
Drive back to work.
You better be
Just take your clothes off.
You better be in the bed naked when I come through the front door.
Look in the bed, just right there in the front room.
Just bent over the couch already.
Yeah, you got to figure out how to save time.
Yeah, just be naked in the kitchen scrubbing the stove.
Yeah, that's it. Taking that. Yeah.
Just curl arch your back a little bit.
The motherfucker's stripping on the way into
the door. And don't say anything. Just look back at me when you hear me come through the door.
Honey, you home? Ooh. All right, Deana. Tell me how to write to my girl.
Oh, Jesus. So,
Jesus, here we go.
I ask, do we all sext? Is this a just me thing?
Oh, no, I totally sext.
Oh, I'm raunchy as fuck.
Yeah.
Good.
No, yeah, for sure.
Somebody
I'm
recently
nothing.
told me
Come
that
on.
nothing
Oh,
could
you know,
shock
yeah,
them.
yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, I'm not dead. I'm 54, but I'm not
But
dead.
there are levels to it. Like I thought I was like pretty aggressive, but I had this chick that was like 40 that I've known for a very long time the other day, and she said some stuff to me that I was like, oh shit, like
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
what
I
happened.
was like kind of up here. Like no,
You're like, no.
no. She said some shit to me that was wild. I was like, oh, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm
Once
coming
you hit
over.
40, you got nothing to lose, baby.
Oh man, she laid it on me thick. I was like, oh shit.
Is that
It
possible?
was a
Mike's
different.
like, is
It was
that
a different.
possible?
No, it was a different level of sexting. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
And no girl's ever done that type of shit even in person. I was like, shit.
yeah.
Mike's like,
I was like, I'm not even gonna fuck you because I fall in love with you.
I
If you
respect
did
your
that,
text.
and you can't have kids anymore, so this isn't gonna work. I can't be
respect
risking
your
falling in
texting
love
game.
with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
All bad.
oh shit. Yeah, you
All
gotta
right,
be
Deana.
careful with them older women.
And this would have to be an X-rated show for me to say what she said, but
Yeah.
it was.
We say
it's-
horrible things on here.
This is we talk about anal bleeds. I don't think he's gonna go any
We
further. than that.
talk about other shows. We talk about licking ass. Okay,
Licking ass.
Licking ass.
Yeah.
Rim jobs.
all kinds of things. Tossing
Oh.
salad.
Tossing.
God. Oh, my
God.
daughter said the words tossing salad to me the other day. She's 15 and I lost my shit.
What? Oh hell no!
I know.
No way.
Are we
Turning
gonna
into
have?
angry. Oh
a
no!
bit like
There's no way.
ranch-
You're getting
ranch
locked in a
dressing?
room.
You want ranch dressing or Italian? Because that's the only salad we're talking about.
I know you're talking about Thousand Island.
Right, I know we're talking about Caesar, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you ain't tossing
Honey
no damn
mustard,
salad.
right?
Hey, no salad's getting tossed.
God, oh,
We don't
that
toss
could
salad
hurt
in this
my
house.
very soul.
Oh my goodness. This
Now,
one.
see,
this
I would
one-
if somebody asked me if I had a kid, would I want to be a boy or a girl? People always think I'm weird because I always say that I would totally not mind if I had a daughter first.
Yeah, daughters
Aw.
are
But
Because I just think that relationship between a father and daughter is a cool thing. But
It is.
having a
It can
having
be.
a teenage daughter would freak me the fuck out.
oh
I
yes.
might murder somebody. Like I would
Uh-huh.
like I might actually, you know what? Fuck it. This kid's dying today and I'm going to jail.
George Carlin says, when you have a son, you worry about one penis. When you have a
Yep.
daughter, you worry about
You worry about all
all the penises
all the penises.
entering the gate.
yeah.
That-
Okay.
ahead.
Let's sex.
Let's sexting. Let's like sexting.
Sexting. A few
Sexting.
tips before you press send. Number one is paint a picture of your surroundings. It can be a fake picture, right?
Yeah.
I'm on the beach right now.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a thong, even though I'm wearing boxers and sweats.
Hey Deana. Hey Deana. Hey Deana.
Oh,
what are you
John,
wearing?
no.
What are you wearing?
No. No.
Stop.
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 And it's perfectly acceptable to be like, I'm in my underwear. Strip completely down, take a picture, and then put your sweats back on.
Yeah, put it back on.
Oh yeah, that's totally
'Cause
acceptable.
let's be honest. That's like the first thing that's said, right? Let's be honest. What are you wearing? Let's like yeah. It's like
Absolutely.
fucking
Yeah, I
go
said
to number
skin.
one thing.
Why? Every
Yeah.
time.
Maybe.
Why?
What are you wearing? Are you wearing
Skin.
your pink panties?
Skin.
My face suit,
Come covered in it. Skin.
Yeah.
a thong, and some nipple tassels.
Yeah, there you
Ooh.
go. See, you're that's
I have
the,
sensitive skin. The glue might make me have a blister.
There are clamps for that. Sorry, continuing.
But see, what does the guy answer? How's the guy? What is? Let's touch on this one because this is something I'm kind of curious. What does the guy have to respond with that when he is asked? What would be sexy to hear back from the guy? Because we can't say, "Yeah, I'm wearing my flannel fucking pajamas."
I don't.
my
Women don't
boxers.
usually ask that.
No, we don't.
No.
Oh, baby, what are you wearing? It's more
What are
like
you wearing?
it's
Speak
more
for
like
yourselves.
I've got your package wrapped in a thong.
There
It's
you
your
go.
present. Come and
Yeah.
get it.
Banana hammock.
Yeah. I'm wearing my long johns, sandals, and
And socks.
socks.
Like I said, you lie.
Lie like a
lie.
fucking dog. All right, go ahead. I'll write these down. This
Number
one's
one,
good.
you lie.
Number one, you lie about what you're wearing.
Lie.
Always.
The point here is to get your partner interested. Make it, even if you're not feeling sexy, make it sexy. You might get a little turned on about it.
Fur.
Yeah, what did I say? I'm sorry, what?
It's 30 fucking degrees outside. What the fuck do you think I'm wearing?
Wool socks and a pair of boxers.
Three sweaters and a fucking snuggie.
Man up.
You look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
I can't put my arms down.
Fucking Michelin Man over here. I got three sweaters, a snuggie.
The snuggie, that's it. I'm wearing a snuggie.
I've got a gazillion blankets, a robe.
I got 75% of all the clothing I own on.
Yeah, fucking
cold
floor
as
heaters
shit.
No, all right, lying.
The lesson here is, if it's winter, you really lie.
Yeah.
I'm wearing furry underwear. No.
Yeah.
Furry underwear. That's why.
Where do I find those? www.
Right? Like, does anybody make like UGG underwear? Like, you know what I mean? Like actual the inside like of an UGG, like that.
That would be crazy. That would keep that area too warm. It would keep the area too warm.
That thing would have your pussy smell like a baked potato.
Hey, I like baked potatoes. No.
Oh,
did someone kill a beaver?
Talk about giving it some flavor.
It smells like dead beaver in here. What the hell's going on?
Oh my god! Why are you sniffing?
Hey man, it gives it some character.
It smells like roadkill in here. What happened?
Roadkill. Whoa.
Oh Jesus Christ! Keep it moving. Okay,
right.
lie.
Hey, we're
Number
moving.
one is lie.
Number 2 says read something steamy. Visual porn can be intense for beginners, so instead she recommends written stuff, erotica. Let me tell you, I used to work at a smut store. We read a lot of erotica.
This is the one I saw in here that made me laugh, Deana. I don't know. I think you're up to this part. Can you imagine sending episodes?
I thought of how much fun you'd have. Oh, that's from the threesome section.
Bringing in a third. Yeah, that's like
that's way ahead. That's fine.
That's way ahead. Scratch it.
No,
Johnny's just excited about the threesome.
He's excited about the threesome situation. He just wants Kim Kardashian and Taylor Swift.
That's not a threesome. That's not sexting.
That's
asking
sexting.
a question.
Yeah, that's not sexting. That's not part of sexting at all.
That's making plans.
Yes.
I'm planning ahead. Go ahead.
So let's trying to make plans that are going to blow up in your face.
You want to blow up in your face. Skeet, skeet.
Yeah, well, it's going to blow up in the
I did go too far, Deana. Go ahead, Deana. I did.
Yeah, you did. You skipped right to threesomes. That's like
yes, you did.
5.
You know where my mind is. Go ahead.
Of course.
All right, I got to back up. Where was I?
And lie.
Number 2.
Yes. Number 1 is lie. Excessively.
Paint a picture. It's number 2.
Number 2 is get inspiration. Watch or read porn or erotica. Get some like explicit, steamy, imaginative
romance
details out there to paint a picture. It can still be lies. We're still on live.
Yeah, but don't be too scripted.
Yeah,
then it's super obvious. You got to make it kind of organic.
Yeah, if you seem scripted at all, like that's gonna kill the mood.
Yeah,
he's copying and pasting this shit. That bastard.
No, that's wild. Like no.
It's very clear he's watching a porn. He just called me sis.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What did you want? Why
okay, step sis.
Why you keep calling yourself Pizza Man?
I think it's under the bed, step sis.
Yeah. Why do you keep telling me you want to clean my pool? What are you talking about? I know I don't want a pizza right now.
Pineapple.
Yes.
Yeah. So paint the picture. Be erotic somewhat.
Be explicit and
be erotic. Be imaginative.
So that brings me to my question. Like Mike just brought it up. I mean, when do you stop? Don't make it a novel, but what would you say? 3-4 sentences max, and then send?
No. You got to stretch it out. That's too many at once. You got to
boom, boom, boom.
You got to break up. Yeah, you got to break up the thoughts. So you don't want it to be like they're responding to multiple things.
All right, good.
Yes.
Respond to one thing at a time.
I'm trying to help the guys out, so don't
He's
write
like,
like a
okay,
novel.
survey. No,
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
I'm doing a poll.
Don't give him too much to
You're
respond
like,
to.
the poll is what needs to be done.
Do you like dick? Yes or no or maybe?
And you can't put it all out there either all at once.
not
Like you
at
don't
once.
want to like lay out the whole scene for him in one text.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta bring her in. Bring her in.
Yeah, first you're
I'm
gonna do
sitting here
this,
on
and then
my
I'm gonna
couch with the
do this
raging
to you,
heart
and
on.
So just
Right.
quick one sentence spam. Bam.
no, it
was
doesn't
a
have to be
dark
like
and
one
stormy
sentence,
night.
but like
Yeah.
you just tell them what you're gonna do and what you want to
Yeah,
do
and
to them,
then
all that stuff, but in stages.
Yeah, in stages.
Yes, and here's a really big clue. You don't do
Helicopter
this
dick.
before you don't do this before you've gone out on a date or anything. You do this when you've already maybe had sex with them
This is-
already.
yeah.
And
No,
then
that's not true.
or you've gotten past that
Yeah.
hump.
Oh,
where
I
you
can't
start
tell
to-
you the amount of women I've sexted with that I haven't met in person yet.
Well, no, but you didn't.
Yeah.
Hopefully, your first
you
words
Louis CK?
wasn't "I want to bend you over the couch and
Oh,
ram it up
fuck
your ass."
no.
Yeah.
This is no.
But Mike,
You got to
I'm
build
assuming-
up to that.
But Mike, I'm assuming they started it. You didn't start it.
Oh yeah, you got to be good at that. I'm very good at throwing things out there, and their response will tell me whether they want
Mike's
to
fishing.
go that route or not. Oh no, yeah, fishing, but it doesn't have to be that way. Like you just got to know what to say to.
He's casting
You can
over
leave the
here.
door open. They can either respond in a kind of sexual way, a little bit,
Yeah.
or it can be totally just a normal conversation.
Mike's like, fuck, I gotta change the bait. Hold on.
Give me a second.
It's not. It sounds really crazy, but it's not. Like that's typical. Like
Rubs aren't working.
how respond to you just throw something out there, and if they respond one way, they to take it that road, and not then
Mallory.
you just
Mallory.
Moves
Hold
my
on, I
head.
need a
Wait a
drink.
minute. Moves my
Mallory
head
gonna DM
down
later
the body,
after
between the
this?
breasts, going down between the thighs, down to the ankles, giving a nice view of pure
really back
ass,
up the sides of the body.
trailing
Damn.
back
Yeah,
up
see,
the-
that's kind of what you do.
Hold on, I'm
Okay,
copying
very
and pasting that. I'm
Okay.
gonna use. I'm copying
See,
and
but
pasting.
that's more
You're
of
not
like
going to say that to someone
that's
else.
like movie style shit. Like I want you to tell me what you're gonna do to me or what you want me to do to you. I don't want to know about you touching yourself.
Real question.
I like
what
that
would
touching
you do though
yourself.
if you got
See,
that? text
Johnny's
message?
like, please.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I would literally go. I would be like, whatever, respond to it, and then I'd be like, what do you want me to do to you, or something like that. Like I'm not going to respond with, ooh, I'm rubbing myself down.
Yeah.
Now I got my dick in
I
my
got the
hand.
hot oil, baby. Yeah,
Like,
hold on.
I don't
touch
think
myself.
me touching myself is like I don't know if that's not the type of sexting. With me,
Mike's
it's
like,
us talking about doing stuff like doing sexual stuff together.
Yeah, you're writing like I'm fucking hard, baby. Like that.
oh, don't say that again.
Well, no, yeah. Well, yeah, of course I've been like, oh,
That's
like,
yeah, I'm
like
just
you,
saying what
you got me so
I'm
hard right
super
now.
hard,
Like, I
baby.
mean, that's typical. That's normal.
I can drive a 9-inch nail through a board right now.
Stop it with trying to be the sexy voice.
You can say these things, just don't change your voice.
Yeah,
I
no,
know.
it's because I got him up on the mic. That's why I
like-
got him up on the mic. I'm keeping time right now. It's like I'm in the back cave.
It's
Yeah,
coming from inside the house.
Someone wrote their name on the wall here.
Luke, I am your father.
Luke, I want to do things to you, Luke.
Jesus.
God.
No, no, some people may be into that, but I'm just saying with me,
Into
the sex
Jesus.
talks is usually
It's gonna
like
depend
us
on
doing
you.
sexual things together. It's not just
Yeah,
I'm touching myself, you're touching yourself. It's
I
a
think
little
most
bit of that,
guys-
but
We're both
mostly it's
touching
like, what are we gonna
Yeah.
do? Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah,
like
I think most
that's not
guys
gonna
aren't
get me
going to
off.
say. Yeah, most guys aren't going to say I'm touching
I
myself.
want you to tell me what you're gonna do
Yeah.
to me or what you want me to
Yeah.
do to you type of shit.
I mean, at this point, it's pretty much illustrated.
Well, I'm sweating over here.
masturbation, right?
Yeah.
I think Mike's right. I don't think a lot of guys are going to say that, but I think they're going to use the hard thing or ask what you're going to do to them, and
What are you gonna do to me?
I'm horrible.
You want me to do you in the kitchen?
Okay.
You guys are gonna ruin this for me.
I'm
all I'm gonna hear
That's
is all I'm
nice,
gonna
Mike.
think of when
Smack,
yeah, all I'm gonna
smack,
think
smack.
next person I text is, what are you gonna do to me?
Yeah,
And Dina's voice is gonna
What are
creep
you
in my head.
wearing?
I'm gonna go deep. In
It's
there.
just gonna
No,
ruin
no,
it.
no, no, no.
And I'm
You
gonna
guys-
tell him. I'm gonna be like, yeah, she ruined it for me. Sorry.
If she
I love
comes
this
back,
podcast.
Mike,
I'm
if she
gonna
comes
fucking
back with a
ruin it.
deep voice, if she
And
comes
she's
back
gonna be
with
like,
a
who
deep
the
voice,
fuck is
you're out.
that?
You're out. You're out. If she,
Is that your other
voicemails,
sex friend?
if
No,
you
it's
get a
my
voice,
friend from a podcast.
if you get a voicemail
Sorry,
from
not
her and she's, yeah, baby, yeah, you gotta run. You're gonna run.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm gonna hear in the back of my head when I'm going
Oh,
to text something. Just Dina's voice.
What are you doing right now? Hanging out with the devil.
Run
Oh,
with
fuck.
the devil.
Okay, no. One
Anyways.
thing that I have found that works very well, and I'm just a raunchy motherfucker, is if somebody asks me, what are you gonna do to me? I would simply tell them, well, I'm going to sit on your face while you spell my name.
Oh yeah, I like
That's
that.
pretty good.
I like that. Write this down,
Pretty
Mike.
good.
I love that.
Well, I'm not gonna say that to her.
No.
No. She needs to. Are you?
Not to
No, you
you.
can say.
You could say that. I want you to
you
sit
could
on
say,
my
I want
face
you
so I
to
can
Oh,
sit-
spell
I
your
want
name.
you to do that. Yeah.
I want you to sit on my face
Yeah.
while I spell your name.
Yeah.
Eh.
Yeah,
Make sure
I like
she's got
that.
a long name.
Yeah.
Or you could tell her, and I could practice my alphabet.
No, that's when you ask her. That's when you ask
Yeah,
her.
what's your middle name? Because I want you to sit on my face and I can practice so I can practice my alphabet.
Anne Marie,
Right.
Nicole, Thomas, Liberty, Justice.
Are we writing this down, Mike? No.
No, I'm not.
Right now for that.
I mean, I'm not like no sex god or anything, but like I got a few years of experience.
Yeah.
My sex game is okay.
Yeah.
It's good enough.
Good.
If you have a short name, throw in your middle and last name.
And guys, don't ask her to call you daddy.
Oh
Don't ask her
God!
to call
Oh
you daddy.
no!
Oh, that's
and
weird.
don't call her mommy.
Don't call her
No.
Oh,
mom.
that's even more weird.
don't want
Yeah,
that.
that's weird. Yeah, that's
There's
super,
two people
super
that
weird.
do that already. Mm-mm.
You need counseling. Unless
Depending
she's
on the
into
mood
that.
and the
Unless
person
she's
and all
into
that, like if I'm in the middle of fucking you and you
Oh,
call me
daddy.
daddy, it's questionable. If some dude
Mike
calls you
draws the line.
mommy, you need to fucking stop what you're
Actually,
doing
I
and
had a
leave.
girlfriend. I had a girlfriend who would call me mommy.
That's different.
A
That's kind of
girlfriend?
sexy. That's kind of sexy.
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That's totally different.
I'm on board with that.
Now,
So-
She
Oh,
can
if
get
a
away
dude
with
called you mommy,
it. Like, here's the titty. No,
Yeah, here's a
what if a dude called you mommy, Jen?
Yeah,
no, that's what I was
On my
saying.
TV at
Here's
the
the
time, maybe. That's
No,
totally
that's so
No.
weird.
It's different. When she called me, like, if my girlfriend's
Totally different.
calling it, it's different. But
Yeah.
it's just
if
like
it's a guy's calling you mommy, he's got That's
No, that's horrible.
Yeah.
he better be paying me. No.
All right. Let's get
Right?
Where are we at?
Because
Dina?
he's getting a
We're not even
fetish.
through number 3 and we're going to run out of time.
Come on.
Number 3 is set boundaries, which I don't believe in boundaries. I don't have boundaries.
Okay, Deana.
I think
so
you get
go-
that though,
Yes.
like what I was saying. I think you get that from the pause from the last time. I mean, if you send something and you're kind of and then
And
he
you're
doesn't
staring at
respond
three
for
hours
like
forever?
4 or 5 minutes, then maybe then you're kind of thinking, did I go too far? Was that too much?
Archive that message. You ain't getting back to that.
Oh
one.
no, yeah. If a guy takes 5 minutes to respond,
Yeah,
chances are he's not that into it. Because
That's
I'm
right.
telling you right now,
yeah.
I'm
If he
responding
just
with
writes back,
quickness.
Yep.
Deana,
Okay.
you keep that double dong to yourself.
You ain't sticking those beads in me. What? Keep your beads in your nightstand.
Johnny. Okay, 4.
Oh, there's no 4. We're skipping straight to text messages. So
Oh.
when you want to keep them on their toes, the thing to text is the thing I'd do if I was next to you was ...
Steal your chips.
Go ahead, Mike.
No.
No, Mike doesn't
Yeah,
wanna-
no, but that's what I'm talking about. That's like
Yeah.
the type of shit. Like, what are we gonna do if we're the, or whatever?
If I was there right now,
I suppose it depends on what picture you're painting. If you're in a private area or if you've been with your partner for a while and you're like, I'm in a public place, come meet me here. Then that's
I'm at the library.
Yeah.
with the
Like the
candle.
library. You want to check
Dr.
this book out?
Jesus Christ.
Do you have your library card?
Are you a book baby? Because I'm a library card. And I
Yeah.
want to check
And
you
that's
out
when she texts back, or what are you in the fiction aisle?
next to the clitoris.
I can't find the clitoris. I don't know how to use it. I don't know how to use those dot metric codes at the library to find that row. I think you're going to get into this next one. I'm
Yeah.
kind of curious because eventually you make a phone call and now you're talking to this person. How do you think does it change the way you talk to this person after? Let's just say you're doing the sexting for like 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and all of a sudden Mike just says, I can't take this anymore, and he calls. How do you respond to that phone call? Does it change the way? No, Mike's shaking his head.
Mike's never doing
that. It gets
No,
dirtier.
we don't. We're millennials. You don't call.
Thank you for
Mike's
calling the
never
Los
been-
Angeles Police Department. What is your emergency?
Well, let's just say,
Emojis,
I'm
not
just trying to
the
say, does it change?
Mike's not doing that.
You're not going to call, huh? You don't get to a point where it's
No,
just
like
too
I
fucking
said,
hot.
most people are way dirtier over text than they are
they
on
are.
the phone or in person. Like,
Not
it's
necessarily.
just that level of security, like, especially with somebody that you're not dating. If you've been dating for a long time, like this is your girlfriend or boyfriend,
Yeah.
that's different. I'll say way more wild shit to my girlfriend than I will to some chick that I'm just
Go
talking
clean your
to or
nasty
dating.
ass so I can lick it. No.
Yeah.
If I was into that, I would say that. Yeah,
See,
if I was into that, I would
I need
say
my
that.
soundboard back, man.
But
I was just wondering because, yeah, I mean, I would think that somebody would have has done that. I mean, it just gets to the point where it's just so fucking hot, you want to hear her voice or you want to hear his voice.
She answers and she's like, "Hello."
Hello.
I've done that one time but that was with an older chick too.
Ghostbusters,
Well,
what
that's
do
what
you
I'm saying.
want?
Eventually, it's going to get steamy to the point where you're like, "Fuck, this is crazy. I want to hear her voice."
But it wasn't like I just called random. Like I literally was like, can I call you so you can?
Yeah.
So we
Oops,
can finish this up.
Oops!
Yes.
I hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can always just use the. You can always just
Yeah.
use the. Oops!
Because the
I'm sorry,
texting
I
isn't
called.
going to get me there. Like
Yeah.
it's a good.
Sometimes you need
I'm not
the
8.
voice.
I'm not 16. Like if I'm going to get there, I need to. Yeah, you're going to at least have to hear your voice.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
are you
Guys-
gonna choke
guys,
me, Daddy?
That's
Are you
what I'm
gonna
saying.
choke me?
Easy, Jennifer.
Oh.
Jen, you can't stop. No, Jen. Look, it's the same thing as it's not the same thing as John, but it is because you sound good doing it. You
Yeah.
can't do that.
Yeah. All right. That'll be the bumper for the clip. I will be using that one.
Oh, that's going on some merch.
Mike got so
That's
excited it got muted. He got muted.
No, Mike didn't get excited. Let's not twist this. Yes, it sounded sexy, but Mike didn't get excited.
Yeah, I'd pay $1.99 a minute to hear that.
I would for sure pay $1.99 to
Oh
hear
my
Jen
God,
talk.
that's so good. Oh,
See, that's what I'm saying. A guy is eventually going to get to that.
I'd pay
point
more
where-
than $1.99 to hear that. But
Yeah, that's what but guys are like
Well,
that.
we gotta
Like,
quit.
Let's be honest. Like Mike said,
I
texting
give
isn't
good
going to do
voice.
it for me. But if I all of a sudden
dude,
get
I
to
don't
that
know what
point-
you're doing, Jen, but you should be doing that for a job.
Yeah, quit your day
You
job, Jen.
could quit. You could make some money.
But let me finish my point. But
That's a
that's what
side
I'm
hustle.
saying. I think guys are like Mike is saying. I know I am like that. Eventually, I'm going to get to the point where the sexting isn't going to do it for me. Eventually, I'm going
No.
to say, "Fuck, I'm calling her. I don't care if she hangs up or doesn't answer. I got to hear this bitch's voice. This is
No, I
driving me
feel
nuts."
like you got to be on that level though. I'm never calling
Yeah.
somebody. Like I always ask, "Hey, can I call?" Like I'm never.
Oh, I'm going to
especially-
ask her. I'm not just going to call her. I'm
Especially
gonna say,
if you're
"I
not on
can't
that
do this."
level,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask. I'm not going to just call.
Yeah, I'm going to
Yeah.
ask. I'm not just going to call her. I'm going to say, "I
can
can't
I
take
call
this
you
no
so
more.
I
gotta
can get off, please?"
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm a dude. I need visuals and I need to hear it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you touch but not come until I come home? Oh, I love that
Put a
text.
pin in that.
See, when you want to take control, right? When you want to take control.
You can touch me, but don't come until I get home.
Yeah, don't come until I get home. Man.
What if you're in a long distance relationship? That's rude.
I'm on the flight right now.
It's a 4-hour drive. Just chill.
I have multiples, so we're good. We'll get there. No.
Well, yeah. It's a different. That's a different thing for men, for women.
Yeah,
than it is
for women than it is men. If I'm telling you, actually, you know what? I'm not going to be there for 45 minutes. I want you to beat off right now.
No, you say
that. Yeah, that way we can get to round 2. And round 2 always lasts longer.
You take care. You get that baby batter off the fucking brain right now, because that's going to be just a few. No.
Yeah.
You prep.
Okay. All right. Hold on. I just remembered something in my head. I want to ask you women, because I saw this on a.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So you guys know what Barstool Sports is, right?
Yeah.
The podcast or whatever.
I'm a
Barstool Sports.
No.
It's a huge podcast thingy. Like they even have like. They started off with just sports. It's just sports, but now it's everything. Like they have podcasts of everything. They even have like bars and stuff now that they're opening. Yeah. So they're really big on like in that whole world. So anyways, they have one where girls talk, and they talk about sex and everything, because of course sex sells. So what is time, like what's the perfect amount of time you would say to like of having sex, like during a session,
we've
like
done this one before.
A one-time session.
Before.
No, I know, but I was
Mike wants to hear.
I literally just came across this podcast, this section of the podcast where they talked about it, and then I was reading everybody's comments.
Yeah.
So I want to know from you guys, like realistically, what would you be like? Okay, that's a good amount of time. Like I'm satisfied with that.
I'm a bad example for this because I have shit to do. So 15 to 20 minutes.
You fall right into it because.
So what point are you saying is too short? I guess like if you're like that's not enough, like you need to last longer than that for me.
You need to last longer. See,
at least like this amount of time. At least this amount of time.
I need at least more than 5 minutes, baby.
So if it was 10 minutes, would that be adequate? Like if it was average,
some form of.
And I'm not talking about like your second or third like session. Obviously, everybody knows you can last like longer during that. I'm talking about like you go on a date or you get home from work or whatever. Yeah, it's the first session. It can be planned, not planned, whatever. Like,
well, the article that I read about this subject said that the one that was the highest was 6 to 15 minutes, and women prefer the wham bam thank you ma'am than the 30-40 minutes of pleasure of having sex for 30-40 minutes. They rather
and I'm not
have
talking about foreplay either, Jen.
Yeah,
I'm talking straight up
about
you're fucking.
Yeah, the stats showed that women
foreplay not included.
That 6 to 15 minutes, and they really enjoyed the wham bam. Let's boom 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 get this done. They love that. So
Jen's saying no. 10 minutes is definitely not enough.
Okay, so if it's gonna be like a quickie, you guys have been fucking with each other all day, and you're just like, then I mean, 10 to 15 minutes if it's gonna be a quickie, okay? Yeah. But if you're like, maybe I'm just strange, but I like marathons. I'm not in for a race. I like the marathon. You have your, foreplay, you fuck, foreplay, you fuck.
Okay, that's totally different. That's not what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm talking about the one session, the first time.
Yeah, first initial.
I'm talking about, and don't include foreplay.
More than
don't
10
include
minutes.
Foreplay. So let's say foreplay, 10 minutes, foreplay, another 10 minutes. That's not okay.
That's a fucking marathon. Are you crazy?
I'm like that's great.
I don't have that kind of time.
So I guess what I'm saying is like, say you guys have dinner reservations or whatever, and it's not like you're crunched for time, but you're just gonna fuck before, or you guys got somewhere to go, but you want to have sex. If you guys have your foreplay and then you fuck for 10 minutes, like on an average basis is 10 minutes. Like no matter if you have a second or third session, it doesn't count. I'm just talking about the average amount of time.
Average amount of time.
If it has to suffice, but is it preferred? No.
Yeah. I mean, the survey that I read, the women that enjoyed that, and they also talked about the situation, the mood at that time is a big contributor to whether or not it's satisfying to them. So, reason being that the wham bam thank you ma'am was so high is because the situations that it involved, where they were when it happened, that was more exciting to them than you coming home for lunch, fucking her, and then going back to work. They would rather have that. I'm in the restaurant, all of a sudden you got turned on, went into the bathroom, wham, bam, 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 you're in and out.
Yeah.
So to them that was the climax, the excitement.
That's a different environment.
Right.
It's a whole
that's why it was so high.
And
that's why it was so high, is because women wanted that. They wanted that spontaneous.
So in this, this thing that I was talking about, they asked this girl what the average is, like what she prefers or whatever, and she looked like she was maybe 25 or so, and she said 30 minutes. Why are you
showing us your vagina? No.
I think it was an accident. She said 30 minutes, and then this kid that looked like he was maybe 21 was like blown away by that. He was like, "Oh, I was gonna say like 10 on average." And then everybody in the comments, all these douchebags in the comments, these guys were like, making fun of him, like, he doesn't, he's a young pup, he doesn't get sex, like 30 minutes, he's acting like 30 minutes is a long time. And I think that's horseshit. The average like sexual encounter, like the average sex, like 10 minutes is a high.
Yeah.
I would say it's high. Most people don't realize, like, time yourself. Look at the clock before you start actual fucking, and then watch it afterwards.
If it ends before you're done, it's longer than 5 minutes.
You go for 10 minutes of actual, like, pumping dick, like actually giving it to her for 10 minutes.
Okay,
like, what are you running? A marathon?
There are different positions. There could be cowboy, you know.
Okay, yes, I understand that, but I'm just talking about 10 minutes of like going at it.
Working.
If that's 10 minutes is quite a long time. You don't realize how long that is when you're physically actually having sex, not foreplay, not included.
You ready, Mike? How long sex should last according to women and men? It turns out women want sex to go for 25 minutes and 51 seconds. It got down to 51
seconds. See, because that's
on average.
Partially because women don't have to worry about their getting off and then their dick shriveling up.
Yeah. Now, men, on the other hand, answered with an average. This is fucking hilarious. 25 minutes and 43 seconds.
They wanted.
No, see, that's what I'm saying. That people are so full of shit. Like, and I think guys try to make it sound like they're some kind of like fucking sex god. I'm like, dude, if you're going for more than like straight on 15, 20 minutes, if you go for more than 20 minutes, like either your dick is going limp or that pussy's dried up, like, or both. Like, dude, it's 20 minutes of
it's the Sahara in there.
Fucking is
it's insane. Like a fucking sandstorm just went through there,
dude. Yeah, people, and I'm okay to admit it. And it's like, and it's not like, oh, I don't know. I just feel like everybody has to make. For women, it's different. But for guys, they just have to make it seem like there's some kind of, sex god or whatever. I'm like, no, I'm giving you 10 minutes, and that's it's a solid 10 minutes though. Like, I'm not I'm not. I know what I'm doing. I'm putting in the work for that 10 minutes. But that's probably all you're getting.
You ready for this? This question gets Googled.
Session anyway.
I want you guys to I want each one of you to take a guess. This question that we're asking right now, how many times do you think it gets asked on Google a month?
Every 5 seconds. Come on.
Oh, yeah. And I would bet most of it's guys because they're worried that they're not going long enough.
60,500 times per month. That question gets asked on Google.
I want to quantify that per day.
Nearly 700,000 visitors asked that question.
Well, how many?
How many times per month?
So 700,000 divided by 30.
That's fucking crazy,
one more time,
man.
I'm sorry.
700,000 divided by 30.
Yeah.
Unless you're in February. No.
No, but like I'm saying, I guarantee you 90% of that is guys.
That is 23,333 and a third per day.
It's guys thinking that they're not lasting long enough.
It is.
That's by 24. Oh my God. That's 972 and a quarter an hour.
Yeah.
Damn.
But it's just kind of
That's
stupid. I don't know. I just think
you're gonna
and
have
I've found that most women are actually pretty good about like understanding and not making a guy feel like shit for not lasting long, at least the first time.
and
Most
that's
women
true.
are pretty good about it.
Yes.
Because
And I mean,
uh,
you're gonna blow. You guys
You're
you,
gonna blow.
you're gonna blow. You guys are made differently than us. It's like when that
yeah,
buildup gets there. I mean, for some
there ain't
for
nothing you can
some
do about it.
for some young men, you rub them the wrong fucking way and they're jizzing in
A
their pants.
strong fucking wind.
Right. Now look how much this number has changed since 2005. You ready for this? In 2005, the women said intercourse should last no more than 5 to 4 minutes.
Because they didn't want to have it.
That's a fucking change from 2005 to 4 to 5 minutes to 25 minutes. And what was it?
I had shit to do.
51 seconds.
I think
there's a reason
maybe
for
in
that.
2005 everybody was really busy.
I have my reasons too, but
busy.
Jen, what do you think is the reason for the change?
I think that the reason for that back then, in all honesty, the generations have changed with their thought processes with regards to sex and the pleasure of a female body. Before, there was a lot of wham bam because the female orgasm wasn't necessarily something that was searched out or even pursued in a lot of this, because it was a male dominated, have sex, get pregnant or whatever, the sex, it's to relieve their tension so that they don't cheat.
John, you said in 2005? That was
2005.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't know. In 2005, I mean, I get that was a while ago, but
they were just busier in 2005. They want to get it over with and get back to what they were doing.
I think it's partially has to do with people don't realize. Honestly, I think this is probably a lot of younger girls that are answering that like today.
I mean,
they don't realize how long 25 minutes is.
Yeah, 25 minutes.
I think people don't. I think people don't realize it.
And dude, if the bitch has got a fucking stopwatch out and timing that shit, I'm just that's a little more. That's a little more pressure than I want.
I think it's a combination of people don't realize how long the time frame is, and I honestly believe there's a lot of guys that aren't good at sex or don't care.
I'm gonna be honest.
Like if a girl gets off or not.
Yeah,
that's true.
All right, all three of you, be honest. Have you finished having sex and looked over at the clock?
I've done that before.
I've only done it once.
Once?
Because I was wondering.
I was
just wondering because I felt like what I'm saying. I felt like
it was forever.
I feel like it's forever, but I know it's not.
It's like it's only been 3 minutes.
God damn it.
So people really
personal best. That was my personal best.
And it was with somebody that I had said we were like dating pretty much. And we had sex a lot. So I could last a long time, longer than normal because we were build up that tolerance. And we had amazing sex. Like both of us enjoyed it a lot.
Question number 2.
And it only was like 8 minutes.
All right. Question.
And I was dripping sweat. I was dripping sweat. It was.
It's like I lost like 8 ounces of water.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I was
dehydrated.
I was going to town, but it only was 8. Like it was like 8 minutes.
More sperm in me.
And it felt like forever though.
And it turned
question number 2. Question number 2. Does it matter? Does it change? Does the time change from when you're dating to when you're in the relationship married?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Are you more forgiving that he goes less after you've been married a while?
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes it's a mutual thing. Just get it over. I just need this.
Just get it over.
Yeah.
You hit the black dildo there with your elbow.
Yes.
That's a different episode.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I said, I think most people lie about it. I think if they literally had cameras to watch everybody's sexual encounters, most sex sessions. Yeah, it's called porn.
I want to join that. I want to join that.
Most sex sessions don't last 30 minutes.
Study.
Like actual.
I'll sign up for that study.
Look at Pornhub. The longest videos are 30 minutes, and I promise you don't make it.
And it's not all sex. Like we're talking about
through half of it. Yes.
Yeah, we're talking about cut foreplay out. That doesn't count as part of the time.
He's like only penetration time.
Yeah, no, that's what we're talking. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Straight penetration, not eating box and all that. None of that. That's different. Of course, with
another one.
foreplay, of course it can last 30
Here's
minutes.
another one. Jennifer brought it up. So I found this. It says it makes very few women care much about the length of sex sessions. Instead, they want more focus on foreplay, connection, and pleasure.
Because that's when most women get off is during
If you
foreplay.
can make me come in 30 seconds, I don't care how
As
long.
long as my fucking
You take care of me first. Go ahead.
If I can't bring
finding a woman that can have an orgasm during actual penetration is a reason to stay, is partial reason to stay with a woman.
And you're ready for the official. This is the official one here. It says
no, because it is a good, like, that's a big thing when she can have that, because you don't have to, it's like you don't have to worry about before or afterwards, like, or if it was good enough for her or good for her.
That goosh.
And here's
when she can get off when you can both get off during actual intercourse, like that's awesome. And it's not a lot of women that can. So
here's the official numbers. Here's the official 2022 numbers. Sex for us is typically preferred when it is between 7 to 13 minutes long. That means the morning sex, shower sex, and then pulling stuff off or whatever.
Overrated.
That's
sex
what women prefer.
Oh my god, I love
that's why I was getting to. That's why.
Morning sex is the shit. Shower sex is overrated.
Yeah, because you can hang a flag. You can hang a flag in the morning for us guys. In the morning.
Oh no, morning sex is great.
Yeah.
But do you pee first, or do you?
No, I have a hard time getting off during the morning. In the morning.
That's a fair
I usually don't get off during morning sex.
Yeah, because you have to pee.
Well, they actually have the average sex time for a healthy man. Would you like to know the average sex time for a healthy man?
Yeah, what's healthy?
And during sexual intercourse, most men ejaculate between 5 to 10 minutes. That says, and research has shown that the average time of ejaculation after penetration is 5.5 minutes. So you gotta give your best 5.5 minutes, man.
I'm telling you, people are liars.
Yeah.
Guys are fucking liars.
Yeah.
Nobody is just coming out the gate having sex for 30 minutes every time. It's not.
Some
it's not
men
happening.
are actually
It says here usually
conditioning
ejaculation less than a minute to a minute and a half is considered
Wait, what, John?
Say it again.
Pre-ejaculation. So if you're coming at 1 minute and a minute and a half, that's considered premature ejaculation.
Yeah, but that all depends on what's going on too, though.
Yeah.
Because like if we've been foreplaying for 45 minutes or an hour.
Yeah, you're like ready. Fucking steam engine's ready to blow up.
Like as soon as I get in there, or as soon as your lips touch it, you're probably getting 30 seconds or maybe a minute. Like
if I'm getting all those fucking sex texts from you, man, don't.
No, because I've had that happen before, like where like we were literally like messing around for an hour straight, and then it's like, all right, whatever, like I'll just give you head, and it's like it's not going to last long. I've been hard for an hour.
You poor thing, blue balls.
Yeah, like it's like it's not going to last that long. But I'm okay with that. Like I don't give a shit. Some guys feel like they have to be macho about it. I'll tell a girl like when we have sex for the first time straight up, I'll be like, look, if we're at that point, I'll be like, look, this is going to last like 3 minutes, but the next session. But session 2,
tell you, this is the little bitch one.
This is let's just get this little 3-5 minutes out of the way. But the next one, you're going to be asking for a bottle of water when we're done.
That's why you tell her it's going to be the best 3 minutes of your life. Just prepare yourself and then just move on to the next stage. All right, guys, we're already at 2 hours and 17 minutes. I need a fucking drink and a cold shower.
It's 40. How cold? We didn't even make it through number.
Because we're horny sons of bitches. Let's just be honest.
Why, John? It doesn't. Why is it? I mean, who cares if it? Do you not like it to go over?
I try to keep it right at the 2 hour mark.
Can we get sponsorships after the 2 hour mark?
We lose sponsorship.
No, I said, can we get sponsorship?
Yeah, we can.
Or after 2 hours, can we start plugging our merch?
Oh, see, but Yeah. Go ahead, plug something. You want to plug
Merch.
something?
We have merch.
Jen needs to plug her new side hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jen's got a new
No,
number,
Ooh,
1976.
TikTok has grown up
good.
since I
So
last
buy
saw
my
him.
shirts.
Sorry, I missed it, lady.
Buy my shirts. Also,
I would really love to know what she means by that.
Sponsorships for. Oh my
sponsor
goodness.
for. Oh,
What?
can we get vibrator sponsorships? Like
Oh, I would love to
Adam
get a
and Eve?
vibrator. I would love to get a vibrator sponsorship with my
I know
face
you would
on it.
love to get a
I used to
vibrator,
Pocket pussy.
Johnny.
all these
Pocket pussy
sex toy
sponsorship.
stores, like,
Yeah.
I will
We-
hit them
it-
all up if you want.
We could,
Oh, yeah.
we could get
Really
pocket
low.
pussies and vibrators
And butt
They're
plugs.
vibe.
And
and
beads.
No butt
beads.
plugs. No,
Beads.
no beads, damn it. No beads.
Here, Adam and
Lubricants.
Eve.
If you want to throw
Lubricants,
one more in there,
cockery.
go ahead, Dina. You can throw one.
Sorry,
We'll
what?
go. You want to throw another one in there?
Stuffed
Do
sex
you
dolls.
even care anymore? The next one was, you want to let the emojis do the talking for you. I'm a huge fan of that. The emojis are
yeah.
fun. Throw
Oh,
the
yes.
memes out there. I love the eggplant emoji. It makes
I
me
do
so
too.
happy. I
I
don't
like
know why.
the tongue
Hey.
and the squirt and the
Turkey
eggplant.
stuffer just in time.
And there's the
Turkey
lip
baster.
emoji where it's like biting the lip.
Oh no!
That's
When
a hot
when
one.
you know which one gets me is when she uses the one where it's like the
Drooling.
drool's coming
The
down.
one
Oh
drool with
shit!
The
Ah.
drill.
And
That for me is timeout. I'm calling you.
That one does it for me. When
The
you're talking
drool.
about giving me head
Yeah.
and then you
And the
hit me
eggplant.
with that one. Oh yeah.
Protein, baby.
I
Oh
hope I have.
man,
Give me that baby gravy.
I'm
baby.
gonna take a shower after this show.
I
Me too.
want you to swallow my babies.
It's
Ow.
I just swallowed
Was
an
that
entire
included? I'll
generation.
just send you back
No.
to me.
Better that than creating one.
This one I want to throw out there because I'm kind of curious on this one. I got it saved here, but I think this comes up, right? Tell me about
your
your
favorite
fantasy.
so I can make
Yeah.
it real. That's a legitimate.
I ask about it. I say it in a different way than that.
I feel
Yeah.
like that's not a text message question though. You ask that in private over a few
I don't
drinks.
use the word fantasy though. I usually say, "Is there anything that you've always wanted to try in the bedroom sexually that you haven't gotten to
Mallory.
I
be
would
like,
throw that
Dress
in
up
your
as
mouth.
Santa and give
with
me
a
my
kitty,
gift.
with the kitty in the middle?"
Kitty.
But yeah, it's usually what I go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of these
Oh.
some of these fantasies, I make shit up. Somebody recently
That's
told
it.
me.
I mean,
wait,
you're trying to paint a picture. I mean, that's the whole
Right.
fun part of it. I
somebody
mean, just
recently
Don't
told
number one,
me.
just lie.
Somebody told me that they weren't really shocked easily, and then I was like, well, what would shock you? And they gave me something, and then I told them, well, I go to nursing homes to milk prostates for cash.
That's wild as fuck.
yeah, we're not talking anymore.
Yeah.
No, he asked me. He was like, "How much do you charge for that?" And I said, 2 pigs and a goat.
There is no safe word. There is no
There's
safe
no
word. for
safe
you.
word for you, Jen.
No,
There
no.
really isn't a safe word for Jen.
Pineapple.
Tomato.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other person needs the safe word with Jen.
Yeah. it's like here's and Jen has to hand them the key. It's like no.
Before
I
you
want the
before
safe
you
word and the
bef-
key.
you think you're just getting some head, and before you know it, Jen's 2 knuckles deep in your ass.
I need you to sign this release.
Yeah, I need you
Yeah.
to sign this waiver
Do you
that
have
you
any
won't
medical-
sue
do you have any
me.
medical issues that I need to know about?
Yes. Are there any heart problems?
Yeah, you have any,
Do you have asthma?
Any heart problems?
you have any heart problems?
Yeah.
Uh,
Gonna
do you have a
give
do
some
not-
50-year-old guy a heart attack.
Jen
You
asked
know-
me, do you have a do not resuscitate fucking form?
I know CPR.
Jen has a defibrillator in her room.
Clear. You can hear Jen in her bedroom. Clear.
Just they're filming a porno, and then all of a sudden it goes dark, and you just hear clear.
Clear.
Oh my
Oh.
god. No, I mean, I do ask people in the dating world if they, they suffer from ED. Like
safe word.
Hey, they got plenty of pills for that.
I know they do, but I want to know about these things. I don't want you popping a pill thinking that you're gonna get lucky and you're not, and you're running around with a
I
boner.
do. I think that if a guy,
Hey, but
if a
that's
guy
his
has
fault.
those
That's his
issues, I
problem.
think
That's
he
his
addresses
fault.
those right away. I think a guy, if he did
that's
have
his
those
fault.
issues, if he's like, hey, I can't get to it, he's gonna let you know because nobody wants to fucking die while they're having sex. He's gonna let you know.
I hope
I
Yeah,
thought you were
he's
talking
gonna
about
say, hey,
ED.
we
I
can
was like,
have
no guy's
sex.
telling a girl that.
Yeah,
Mike's
no.
like,
I'm saying
what?
the guy with the issues. If he does have issues,
Oh, like a
he's
heart
gonna
issue.
say,
That's different.
yeah, hey, we can
I
have
need
some
to
normal
know if
sex.
you have a
Just don't go
pacemaker.
crazy. Yeah, just don't go
A
crazy.
pacemaker.
I need to know in advance.
We can't have sex next to the microwave because it will really fuck things up. So don't turn on the microwave.
I have to take certain things into consideration because my dating pool is very, very vast.
I
with
mean,
regards to
I feel
ages.
like all you got to do is be like, is your heart healthy?
Yeah, I mean, like
Can
I
it
said,
handle?
if the guy's
You
got a
eat
bad heart,
Cheerios?
if the guy's got a bad heart, he's gonna tell you. I mean, he doesn't want to fucking die.
Actually, some
Okay,
men
I
wouldn't
don't
mind
think- come
going
on.
that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's gonna
Right?
let you
I
know.
mean, that's the
Because
best
there
way
are
to
people
go
that
if you're
can't
gonna
get
go.
that excited. They can't get that excited. They will have a heart attack and die. So, but fuck, they still want to have
Man,
sex.
if you
Well,
could have a
in
heart
their
attack from having sex, you should not be having sex.
You're gonna take a chance. You know you are.
Come on.
You're gonna sit here and tell me
You need to be in a hospital.
They do that in the nursing homes. Those little fuckers.
I could see you. We're gonna have
Hey,
sex for the first time.
get
You
yours, man.
You got your fucking registered nurse next to you at the bed. Yeah, she needs to be here. I mean, yeah, really, she needs to be
They've
here.
got their life alert.
I may go. She's the only one that knows how to restart my heart. So
Come
she
and
needs to
go.
be. She needs
You
to
gotta
be.
be careful, dude. You fucking break an old lady's hip or something. Like
Titanium.
Jesus, these
They got
people in the nursing
titanium
homes
hips,
having
man.
sex, like that's
Yeah,
wild.
They got
Yeah, it's
titanium.
awesome though. They don't care.
It's cool. No, it's cool as shit, but it's
Probably the best blowjobs ever.
oh man.
The
They take those
hovers, no
dentures
teeth.
out and get to work. Man, you know what that would feel like with no teeth? Woo-wee.
No, I love sex, but I'm not gonna die having sex. That's for goddamn sure.
Johnny's like, no.
What are you gonna die doing instead?
Fucking skydiving. I rather die during skydiving.
I'd rather
Be, 'cause
fall
that's
and hit
way more exciting.
I'm not gonna be. I don't want to be. I don't want my kids going. How'd your dad die? Well, it'd be more exciting saying my dad died from skydiving than my dad died because he was getting laid.
Did you know that Matthew
I would
McConaughey's
rather.
parents,
My
his
mom
father
died getting.
his father died while they were having sex.
Yeah.
Matthew
Matthew
McConaughey?
McConaughey's
Yeah.
parents, I do believe so. And
Really?
his mother was like, well, he was smiling. So,
Wouldn't that be
Smiling.
living your best life though?
my dad used to
I
say
come
that
to
if he would,
911. Nitro pills.
my dad used to say that he would want to die right as he fucking
Yeah.
came with an elephant just
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't know.
I believe I.
We got 4 more minutes. Anybody want to bring something up? I'm not gonna go past 2:30.
2:30.
Well, 2:30. 2:30 and
3.5 minutes to go past 2:30.
go.
What about
What
who turns you on most?
Ooh.
You have beautiful eyes. No.
That was the next question in the
No.
article, but thank
Oh.
you. You're very sweet.
Yeah. I'm a legs guy. I love legs. So short,
he does
long
love
legs guy.
I'm short, but I have great legs.
I said legs and guy. It doesn't matter. Long, short, they're legs.
Yeah.
Mike, go.
I don't know.
Fill
Just say
3
tits.
minutes. Go.
Just say tits.
What
You know.
turns me on the most?
Yeah.
Like,
On
what
the
body
bottom?
part?
Yeah,
What
body
about turns you on the most?
Yeah.
I don't
When
have
you
to.
see it, you're just like,
Okay,
God
good.
damn.
Mm,
Damn, that
I
girl's
don't
got
know.
an
Like,
ass.
yeah,
Oh, I
probably
guess
ass or
that's
tits. I mean, like
that.
any normal
Okay,
guy.
so who's your woman crush and why? That's the question.
Jana Kramer,
And why?
because she's gorgeous as all hell. That's
Am I
why.
old?
Oh,
And
you're
I don't
asking-
know who that is for a reason.
I
No,
don't think you need to ask me who my crush
she's
is.
a country singer / actor. Jana Kramer's gorgeous, and she just got I think she got a boob job. Like, so her tits are looking.
Oh,
She was already just a beautiful woman.
Her stock went up.
I don't know.
But yeah, oh my God,
God.
she is so sexy.
Nothing like a good set of
Unbelievably.
boobs.
Jen,
Yeah.
who's your man or woman crush Friday and why?
Well, I mean, it just all depends. I think that Doja Cat is beautiful. She is absolutely gorgeous. She is
I don't know who
sexy.
that is.
She is. She's
I gotta look Doja Cat up. I can't remember what she looks like.
she's like a hip hop
I
R&B.
know who. No, I know who she is. I was just saying I have to
She's
look up.
I forgot what she
Ask
looked
my
like.
daughter later.
She's beautiful. She's very curvy. She's gorgeous. And men, see, with men, it's difficult for me because my tastes vary depending on, like, I think Ryan Reynolds is sexy. I think Jason Momoa is sexy. And
So you got a wide range.
yeah, I mean, Sean
Yeah.
Connery, even though he was an old dude, I would have banged him, you know. So
So much body hair.
I'd be like, let me brush your
Hey,
rug.
Jennifer. It's Sean Connery.
Oh God. But yeah, I mean,
Don't
it
you
just all
want to
depends.
trim the roses?
You want to trim your roses, laddie.
I mean,
I think Shakira is really hot
oh,
too.
she's gorgeous.
Shakira's gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Hey, did you guys see that Jimmy Kimmel
all
skit
about
that she
that.
I'm
did
gonna
where she
throw a
did a
curveball at you guys. I think Phoebe from Friends is sexy.
Okay, you need to quit.
You're back on the Lisa Kudrow thing. That's a brain thing. That is not because she's Lisa Kudrow. That's
No,
because
it's Lisa.
she's a smart person.
I like Lisa Kudrow more than I did Jennifer Aniston or whatever.
Courtney
her other-
Cox is a
Courtney
cougar
Cox.
and she sucks.
Yeah, no, they're all beautiful women, but for me, she was more I was more attracted to her than the
I
other.
think it's
Because
probably
she
her
was a smart
quirkiness.
lady
Her
playing-
quirkiness, she made me laugh. I felt she's funny. Yeah, I know she's a bitch in real life, but you know,
The character,
No,
the
she's
character
person
you
in real
liked.
life.
In real life, she's supposed to be a twat.
Is
But yeah, she's kind of not necessarily the nicest person.
that
From what, and that's just
sucks.
rumored. I
Oh,
don't know her.
the one who plays Phoebe?
Yeah,
Phoebe.
Well,
I
isn't
like the
Jennifer
character.
Aniston supposed to be like a bitch too?
No, actually, Jennifer Aniston.
I'm
I mean, from what it said,
she's real nice. Yeah,
they
she's real
painted
nice to
her
her
out to
fans.
be
Yeah.
like a
Kinda stuck up.
successful. Yeah, just she doesn't want to have children. She ruined her marriage
Who's
because
yours,
no.
How? What?
Tina, who's yours?
My,
We talk-
my man crush?
Yeah,
Mhm.
It's still Seth MacFarlane. It's always Seth.
Steph. That's right. I forgot. It's Steph MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane.
Dude,
Seth
that'd be
MacFarlane.
weird though. But he'd be like throwing out all
He's
these fucking
adorable.
sounds, with all these different
I don't
voices while he's
care.
fucking
I
you.
am a living cartoon character.
But it would be hilarious as he's fucking you. He just throws out 25 different fucking
I don't
voices.
care.
He
I
goes
want
into
to do.
Stewie. He goes into Peter. Quagmire. Then he goes into
I
fucking.
would be on board with that. Do you know how many voices? That was my life
Yeah.
goal when I was a
Yeah.
kid, was to be
Yeah.
a Disney princess by voice. And
Yeah.
it never happened because I'm lazy and I don't want to move to California.
Yeah, Steph. You know who he is? Becky?
Seth.
Yeah, he's
Seth,
the guy that
not
does.
Steph. Seth.
Seth.
And he's gorgeous. He has perfect teeth and he can sing real good. And his hair is probably like mine, but he dyes it real
His
good.
hair doesn't
Not
fucking
like
move.
mine.
His hair doesn't move. That fucker's
His
gelled up.
hair,
there.
it's
Yeah.
not gray like mine,
Yeah,
which
that's
I
true.
should pay attention.
All right. I gotta go take a shower.
I thought you were going to see something else, but
Thank you, Mike, for joining us tonight. It was good to have
problem,
you back on the
guys.
show.
It was fun.
Yeah,
Had a good
thank
time.
you, Jennifer. Thank you, Deana. Thank you to
Yes,
everybody out
Daddy.
there. I
Oh,
hope
God.
you learned something.
Fuck.
I hope you learned something tonight. I mean, there's a lot that went on tonight. Use that deep sense.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that
All right,
was it.
goodbye. Love your
So-
faces.
Yeah, and try out some of the things. Explore. With your Texas, have some fun with it. Create an atmosphere. Imagine.
lie.
Lie. That's
Lie.
pretty much the whole fucking
Rule number
premise.
one.
what we
lie.
learned.
Rule
Lie.
number two,
Yeah,
explore yourself.
Yeah.
Know
Yes,
what you
explore
like
yourself.
before you
Yeah,
do
and-
any of
Yeah,
it.
and do what Deana said. Take off all take off your clothes, take that picture, then put it all back
And
on.
then you
He
put
doesn't-
it all
he
back
doesn't
on and
know.
go back
He
to
doesn't-
bed.
Yeah, he doesn't know. All right, guys, we'll see
You know.
everybody. We'll see everybody
All
next
right,
Friday.
everybody.
Everybody take a nice cold shower. We'll see everybody next Friday.
Bye.
Bye.